Nigga.
Yo, I mean,
Hey, they nice though. They good with it.
bruh, I just got into soccer like maybe 2 years, but I got into it through Charlotte. I went to the Charlotte shit, the FC.
Oh, the FC.
So
Hey,
I
the
went to
FC
that
games be
live,
lit. The
and
FC
that was the
games are
first
lit.
time like I could follow the game and kind of like get the hype behind it. And so this tournament, the AFCON, the African World Cup, that was the first time I was like paying attention. I'm like, oh, this shit is kind of lit. And you kind of seeing the drama with the players, and these players be the soccer players, man. They be having all the followers, all the money and shit. I'm like, bro, it's a whole nother world.
Mm.
And the NBA been boring as hell lately. All these niggas do is shoot threes. Like these games, man, be
That's
crazy.
why, yeah, I be tapping on the youth side in college.
Yeah, now the young
And like that, we're back with another Unpacked, presented to you by the To Be Fair Show
Hey,
and
The
something.
GSH podcast.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
oh yeah. Shout out Steve. Yeah, we wasn't being too egregious. We knew it was hot, Mike. But we're back. We're back with another one. Last week we were talking about the cold, and I think we took a small little pivot, and we got stuck on the new Black Panthers from out of Philly. And we're gonna take a little bit of time to kind of unpack that full conversation. We kind of breezed through it. And I think the guys they were defending immigrants from ICE, which just brung up a bunch of different versions of conversations in which we're gonna hop into a little bit today. But before we do that, y'all see the guys. We back again for another week. G, talk to me.
What's good, everybody? It's G, host of the GSH podcast, where we focus on family, friends, finances, freedom, and our future. Forget about everything else. Check it out wherever you get your pods. Search GSHPOD. Hi.
Yes, sir. All right. And beside of him, Johnny, talk to us.
What's going on, y'all? Glad to be back. Great conversation last week. I think we did pretty good on that one. But we got another one loaded up, and uh, yeah, glad to be here, man.
All right. And hey Black, what's going on, brother?
yo, what's up, man? Happy Wednesday. What's up to the Unpacked crowd listening on? Happy to be here. I'll be doing the faceless thing today, but I'm still tapping in as much as I can.
Gotcha. You going Steve on him. I feel it. I feel it. Um, hey, shout out to Steve, actually. He might be like one of the rare few regular people that I've came across over the internet. These internet guys are kind of really interesting. They're
Yeah.
really interesting guys when you like have long form conversations or back and forth with them. But um, what is unpacked without a couple icebreakers? I actually think I got this from A Black, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm gonna push play on this, and we'll talk about it.
Can't hear it.
Y'all can hear it.
Nah.
All right, let's try this one more time. Uh, I think that y'all was talking about the soccer cup or something like that. Give me like a good 30 seconds. One of y'all can follow us.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the AFCON. So getting into soccer, or what they call football, around the world, and the whole FIFA stuff and the controversies. Like I growing up, I had never really been into soccer. But as of late, I've kind of grown an appreciation for it. So now I'm kind of seeing the politics behind it, all the teams, all the different conferences, tournaments, and it's pretty interesting, man. Kind of getting into that. Like I say, I like sports in general. NBA been kind of falling off a little bit, at least regular season wise. and entertainment. And maybe, coming off the NFL was kind of lit this year as far as the games and, the excitement around it. And you go to the NBA and I just be like, it'd be like low energy sometimes, man. And I don't know, the soccer just kind of been like a new invigorating thing to watch. So, yeah, man, of course, African Cup turned into what people were saying was Black Africa versus Arab Africa, and it was a big deal with Senegal
It
against
Mm.
was it
Morocco, and
was
this
they
whole
won. They
history
beat
behind
Morocco,
the
right?
North African teams and the
Mm.
Black African teams, and so yeah, it was on Senegal and Nigeria to beat Egypt and uh, Morocco,
So
and
they got that
Senegal ended up
racism
winning
over
the
there
joint,
too.
and it was
But
crazy,
I don't
man.
think
They
A
had a
Black. I
still,
don't think A
parade.
Black can
I don't
hear
know if
us because
y'all
this nigga
saw on
just keep
social
talking.
media, but that parade is out there. Like,
I
it's
don't think
crazy,
A
man.
Black
It's
can
like I
hear
want
us because he
Charlotte to
just
win a
keep
Super
going.
Bowl or some
yeah, he did not hear us
national
at all.
Hey
championship and
Black,
just
shut
kind
the
of
fuck
have
up,
that
man.
feeling of being in a city or a country when y'all win something big and everybody outside like they president gave them a paid day off the next day
Damn
and like
shit.
everybody in the streets. It was
StreamYard,
crazy.
they
Like,
did us
damn,
dirty. Hey Black man,
we don't
shut
got
this
no
nigga. This
vibes
nigga
like
don't
that here.
realize that
But
can't nobody
yeah,
hear
if anybody in the football or something, man,
nigga. Hey
it's
Black,
good to
you a
look
talking
into
ass nigga,
soccer
man.
and
You don't even see what's
get you a
going
little
on.
team to root for. And
Oh my
if you into
gosh.
betting, I don't bet, but that's a whole new
Yo, this
new
nigga,
betting game too. If you DraftKings and then Prize
hey
Picking and
Johnny, can
all
you
that
hear
shit.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay,
Black,
word,
hey
word.
Black,
Hey
can
Black,
you
Hey,
you
hear
Black,
can't
me?
can you hear
hear?
me?
I can hear
Yeah, I hear
Q.
you,
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Johnny?
Johnny.
Yo,
I don't
yo,
hear Johnny
yo.
though.
You don't
Can you
hear
hear
me?
G?
G.
What the fuck, nigga?
He could
Nope.
not
I
hear
Oh
hear
me.
yeah.
Q.
All right. So, hey, Black, this will be the easiest way to do it. If you leave out and come back in,
Oh,
it'll pop
shit.
everybody's sound back in for you.
Okay,
Yo, this
okay.
nigga Q said I need somebody to filibuster. This nigga literally filibuster. Like he was just
Nigga
he
went
did not
and kept.
stop.
He went. I say I tried to get one in. He kept pushing through.
Yo, that was funny. Oh my
Oh man,
goodness.
technical difficulties, y'all. Please forgive
Mhm.
us.
Man, it must be something when people don't have a video on as it relates to the
Maybe that
audio.
is it.
Cause the
Yeah,
same thing be
because
happening to
the thing.
Steve
Hmm,
and random people. Or maybe they I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a phone. I don't know.
it's a good observation.
Oh man,
All
that was
right. A
hilarious.
Black is back with us. All right. Let me know if y'all got sound this
It
time.
might be
Islam
a
is at
phone
war with the
thing.
West.
Can y'all hear that?
Yep.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, I heard it.
think Islam hates us. There's something, there's something there that there's a tremendous hatred there. There's a tremendous hatred. We have to get to the bottom of it. There is an unbelievable hatred of us.
In Islam itself,
You're going to have to figure that out. Okay, you'll get another Pulitzer, right? But you're going to have to figure that out. But there is a tremendous hatred, and we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very careful. And we can't allow people coming into this country who have this hatred of the United
I
States
guess the question is,
and of people that are not Muslim.
I guess the question is there a war between the West and radical Islam, or is there a war between
Well,
the West and Islam
it's
itself?
radical, but it's very hard to define. It's very hard to separate because you don't know who's who.
Do you think Islam is at war with the West?
I think Islam hates us. There's something, there's something.
I just love the way this nigga talk. This guy talks. We went corporate. We trying
Ah, that's a
60
nigga.
minutes.
According to Unc's
What is y'all
definition,
thoughts?
He's like, hey, look, you're gonna have to figure out the details.
We
I
might
can't
Yeah,
get another Pulitzer.
he said, I can't
the,
answer
the
that.
the the irony in what he's saying is like that's how he feel. That's how white people and some of these Jews and just the West in general feels about Islam. Like them niggas don't be thinking about you like that, bro. Like, and if they got some hate, it's for a good reason. You know, bomb the fuck up out of them. So it's like they not just hating you because. And yeah, the way they try to posture themselves as Christians, like it's nothing Christian about
yeah,
none of these dudes. Like y'all are not real Christians. They just kind of use that as a way to villainize Islam. But anybody who know Islam for real, they know that nobody hates them. But every religion or every group or every race got extremists, they got when a white kid walk in and shoot up the church, he's a white Christian boy, but they don't say that, so they don't villainize the whole religion because a crazy white boy is running around shooting shit up. So yeah, it just amazing like he's how obvious he's trying to like go anti-Islam lately, and it's like, bro, come on. I think people are smarter than that now. I
Yeah,
hope
nah.
so.
And I would say, like, if anything, I think Islam got more reason to think that we hate them more so than we
Yeah,
got to think that they hate us. I mean,
that's what
cause
I'm saying.
we've been over there stealing their oil, all in their political affairs since like the 1950s, and so like anything that comes back to us is only like a reaction to us,
As of
our
this
foreign policy.
So this is this is why it's funny because he's using this word Islam and like it doesn't really work quite like that where it's like you hear this word Islam, it's like it could be many of things, right? And so you, like if anything, maybe Islamic republics that are out there are it might be like, but it's like this word Islam, like it's so many variations of Islam out there. So it's just like how do you know what's what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is he even really saying? It's definitely some dangerous rhetoric because it opens up the door to then just cast like wide judgments across a group of people. But that's not limited to just the folks who have oil. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's plenty of Islamic countries or people in favor who aren't in one of these oil rich countries as well. So I don't know. I think it's just Trump being Trump, man. Unfortunately, like it just you heard him say like he just sounds silly, man. So
Trumpet.
Gotcha. All right, really quickly, let me ask y'all this question. As we're on religion, uh, A Black G, when you think of,
Uh
and
oh.
again, this is like we're taking a left, right, real quick,
He trying to
but
get me back. He trying to get me
but
back.
when y'all think of matter of fact, I'm gonna say this for later. I got another meme for y'all, and we're gonna build up to the question I was about to ask y'all. But I'll push play. Y'all let me know what y'all thought.
This week, Bandcamp is officially banning AI generated music and audio from its platform, including anything made wholly or substantially by artificial intelligence. That also includes any use of AI to impersonate real artists or copy their styles. Bandcamp says the platform exists because of the sheer volume of real people making real music every day, and they want fans to trust what they're hearing was created by humans. Users will also now be able to report suspected AI tracks, and Bandcamp reserves the right to remove music it believes AI was involved with creating. This move also aligns with Bandcamp's broader strategy. Just 4 months ago, the company launched its $13 a month Bandcamp Clubs subscription, built entirely around human curation instead of algorithms. The stakes are real. Since 2020, Bandcamp Fridays alone have paid out artists 154 million, with fans spending over 1.65 billion total on the platform. Meanwhile, AI uploads are exploding elsewhere. Spotify says it removed 75 million spammy tracks last year. These are reports over 50,000 fully AI generated tracks are uploaded every day.
God
Bandcamp's message
damn.
is clear. In an AI world, human music still matters, and they're willing to protect it.
All
Hey,
right,
no,
what's
I
your
like
thoughts?
that. I like that. I'm with all of that. My only question
Uh-oh.
is, like they said, they reserve the right to remove music it believes is suspected with AI. And is there any way? We know of any way to like fully like recognize if it's like music or stuff is AI? Is that
Yeah,
technology out
yeah.
there, or
It's AI that can recognize AI.
Hmm.
that's that's
Which is a
that's a
search.
tricky.
Damn,
But yeah.
my
That's a
sound
tricky.
that.
That's a
No, we
tricky
can hear you.
subject. I don't know if he can hear us though, but
Oh,
yeah,
because G
yeah.
left.
But I think like if there's a surefire way to know what's AI and what's not, I'm all for it. But
Hmm.
I don't necessarily know who's gonna be like deciding if they, because that lends into they can just take your music down just because.
What I was saying was they got AI that can tell you if something is AI. So
Hmm.
basically, you can like put a picture, a video, a song through a generation, and it'll let you know if it's AI. It'll let you know what app made it and stuff.
Hmm.
I think they should limit the monetization of it, but the creation of it, I like that they gotta explore it because I ain't know Bandcamp was still a thing, honestly. But I don't make music, so I don't know. But
Yeah, that's like the artsy fartsies. They stayed on Bandcamp.
it's nice to have a space for that, but at the same time, the shit is inevitable. So it's like you need to find a way to, I feel like, manage and police it other than like banning it because it's just gonna pop up elsewhere. What I would do is just like you can upload AI stuff, but you maybe can't monetize it or it's limits on monetization of it, and it still can't match the likeness of something else. But I mean, it's coming. So don't become Blockbuster. Don't become Radio Shack. Like you trying to fight the future. Cause some other pages step in where they gonna integrate all of that. You can do the real stuff, the AI stuff, and it's here. It's coming. So as a creator, you got to find a way to use it.
Gotcha. Do y'all think that there's going to be this push, like this could be the start of a big push to where there is a lot of anti-AI, I wouldn't say that this is legislation, but you know what I mean, let's just say company policies when it comes to the creative fields. Like it, in my opinion, I think that that's almost the only saving grace for most creative fields. But I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, people they just have to evolve the licensing behind it. The licensing of your voice and different things, and make sure people are getting the credit for it. I think this already started with some. I think it was either Samuel Jackson or Lawrence Fishburne. One of them, like
I thought it was
they
Morgan Freeman.
or more than Morgan Freeman, who like he's licensed his voice and stuff. So he gets paid from that stuff when you use his voice and that stuff. Now he's getting paid, and you ain't got to work or to go do the voice jobs because they already got a clone of your voice, and you
Mhm.
can still get paid from it. So it's like, all right, I can complain about my likeness being used, or I can get it licensed and make sure I'm still benefiting off my own shit. Because
True,
people go
but
find a
I
way,
feel
get
like
away around it.
right, but I guess what that ends up hindering is that it doesn't make room for new create. It would eventually not make room for new creators, where you could just pay, the $5 to get Snoop Dogg to read the voiceover, and that's a familiar face in comparison to allowing like these new voices, figuratively and literally, to be found and seen. I don't know, Johnny, what's your thoughts?
What's the question again?
Did you see the whole anti AI human creative push being something that a lot more creative platforms are going to adapt in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's gonna be a pushback against AI. I think like we're starting to see it. Uh, I think they said about them, how many songs they removed from, Spotify that are AI. I definitely think it's going. You will see a pushback, but like, hey, Black was saying, I don't know what we can do to kind of stop it at this point. And I think like the Morgan Freeman licensing your thing is something that would be uh very smart and just kind of prudent if financial gain is like important to you. I think like licensing and something like that would be something important to listen to because I don't think there's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube. Like once it's out, like I think people gonna always kind of run with the AI thing.
But I guess you don't see that being a hindrance to newer creatives then?
I do. I mean,
Like
I'm
I
not saying
think
it's
that like
something.
what you
I'm
said
not.
is something that's more so for established artists or entertainment people that have established voices in general. I don't see where that would be applicable for like the
Oh no.
typical creator that's on, say, Spotify or um, Bandcamp or SoundCloud or Tidal or
Oh, I
something
think
like
I
that.
think it's gonna be terrible for the starving artist per se. Like I don't think it's necessarily like a good thing, but I'm just that's just where I see it's going. Like just with anything, technology doesn't go backwards.
So
Very.
so you think that there'll be like a bigger push for AI music and AI production and all those things? I don't know. I think we're about to see an interesting quote unquote war against the machine. What do they call it? Rage against the machine. Maybe that was
I mean,
the
I'm
title.
for the humans, but I'm just saying, and like I would rather listen, but there does come a point where, like, just with anything with technology, the easier, more convenient thing is always going to win out. That's just how capitalism works. That's how like kind of human psychology works. If there's a way to do it, AI, there's going to be a lot of people that push that way too. And I think, unfortunately, that's going to be the side that wins. And I don't think it's going to be like an overnight thing, but I think
Yeah,
eventually
I
that's
don't
where
know.
they're
I
going to
guess
get.
like I'm interested. I don't know that to be the answer. I think it's going to be interesting within the creative field.
I mean, that's just a
Just because
prediction.
it's there's a it's just it's a lot of industry and people that I don't know how easily that they're just gonna kind of like go away.
But you
Uh,
can see how they adapted with the streaming though, like to still
I
exploit
think that
those.
but that it has. I don't really know if there's like a correlation between streaming and AI
Well,
music.
okay. What about like pirating music? Well, their answer to
I
pirating
don't know
music
how that like.
was there.
You got to tell me how you're correlating the two.
Well, because like once like I think you had the Napsters and the LimeWires of the world, and I think they
Right, but that's
realized.
ease of access to creatives' music, which is different than creatives making music or computers making music.
All I'm saying is there are gonna be people that make money off of AI music.
Yeah, it's a
That's
different
all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
concept,
It's gonna
but
be people that
the
make.
industries still have to evolve to the
hmm
changes and stuff. Like, so it's just like it's one of them things that's still happening in real time. But just like when
hmm
the internet dropped, when like he mentioned the streaming sites, it was all these kind of mini wars because it's you shifting the market. If I could download from Napster, I'm not gonna buy CDs. So everything with
And
AI
they
is
responded with
if I
streaming.
if I can download the Suno app and I can tell it the type of beat I want and it can give me that versus paying a producer 100K, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna shift the market. So it's like as the producer, it's like how do I use this to still keep my value so people just don't do it themselves. But it's just about uh evolutionizing yourself as a creator. You're a creator, you're an artist. You got to create with the times and the technology that times presents, and you can.
I think it'd be interesting. Just so I use this ignorant example to kind of like paint the picture. So I was listen, shout out to the contractors. The contractors be at the job, and
Yeah, we know.
they hook up to the Bluetooth.
I
And if
heard
you know
that shit the other day.
contractors, like it be the same. It be the same group,
Arriba,
which is
arriba,
Hispanics, and they be in
andale.
there, and every day they hook up to the A not to the Bluetooth. It sounds like the same song, in my opinion. It's like two variations of it, and I can't tell if that's 1960 Mexican music, 1980 Mexican music, current day Mexican music. Like I have no idea. And I was talking to my wife, and I was like I was just saying with say R&B for example, you could hear like we all can distinctly almost tell something was 1960, 70, 80, 90s, the 2000s right now. It's kind of like you can hear like the different feels and changes in it. Same
Even
thing with
rock and
rap and
roll.
shit like that. I don't listen
Even
to rap,
rock
so
and
I
roll.
wouldn't make that like specific thing. It probably is, but saying all those things to say, I feel like once you overly introduce AI, I think it's hard for evolution to continue happening because of the creative piece is the part that is just somebody figuring something random out inside their garage. In comparison to getting the AI to reduplicate something that is found in the algorithms. Mm.
You saying the Mexican folks always had the AI?
Yeah, I think that their music sound like. it's always AI generated.
He said they're the pioneers.
I don't be knowing the difference, to be honest. Um, the like I said, that was an ignorant point to make a just give an example. Um, I'm trying to think. Maybe we can get one more. We started off the pre-show with a little bit of the J. Cole conversation. So I'll play two clips, and I want to get y'all opinion.
I like J. Cole more than I like Nas. And my God, the way people pop up, I said, I think J. Cole has a flow state that's just better than Nas's flow state. And I played the joint. And what's hilarious to me is everything that isn't objectively defendable lives in a state of thinking that somehow your time frame was better than any other time frame. Like if we talk about the 4 minute mile, Roger was the greatest of all time because he broke it. But that doesn't mean that he's better than the people that exist today. Nobody even remembers the second dude who broke the mile. But at the end of the day, you wouldn't say he wasn't better than Roger. Objectively, he ran faster. This is that Roger broke more barriers. Guys, like, listen to me when I'm saying this. In basketball, we hear about how like Larry Bird or whoever today would be killing the people today. Guys, as time goes on, people learn new skills and get better. That's life, right? We don't say that a car from the 1940s is faster than a car today. It's not. We get better. That's the point. But the other thing that people really don't get when it comes to music is it's like art. This is a Picasso, the guitarist. Is sitting in a museum somewhere right now. This is an oil painting by Philip Weber. My guys, they're both amazing. They both have their own vibe, their own reasons. But this is what art is. It's a beautiful thing for all people. And then you make an argument as to why this one speaks to you. So when it comes to a GOAT debate, LeBron James has played basketball for 23
You
years.
got to keep going. I didn't even watch the whole
You
thing.
said J. Cole. I don't look at him the same. He ain't come outside. Sometimes you tell me, Joe, you want the 100 million, this, that, you got to say the truth. I don't look at him the same. The fucking sword is dull. I don't care what he spit. Because I've been listening to him spitting. I always said he's one of the greatest. And all that is irrelevant to me when you talking all that gangster shit and they call you to the yard and you don't step outside. I can't look at you. That's like you seeing the dude who they always told you, and you always thought he was tough. And you see some other kingpin nigga, some smack his cheek off and the nigga, my bad, and walk off. I'm keeping it a buck with you. That's how I look at the
music,
shit.
man. The music is great.
I don't give a fuck if you lose. I never forget Everlast and Eminem. Everlast definitely knew he couldn't beat Eminem, but he came outside to the yard. He came outside. And so that's just how I look at it. You said J. Cole. I don't look at him the same. Video of me getting my face smacked off. You ain't gonna hear Flo Joe the same. You're gonna be like, man, and that was your face smacked off in public. Was like, yo, and he said, no, I rescind it. I'm coming back. No, I didn't mean it. You know when you riding bike and then you do the pedal backwards, the shit pedals backwards?
Roll back.
That's what he did. He rolled back, brother. You know when the fucking 10 speed be
Roll
going
back
tick,
to
tick,
the
tick,
shin
tick.
and kill.
Yo, you know when you hear this shit? No, you hear the tick, tick, the tick, 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 tick. You know when your shit going back.
Yeah, but when you roll that shit back with the metal pedals and that scrape up your shins,
Kill you.
oof.
All right, let's talk about Jalen Brown.
Video of me.
Okay, all right, fellas. What is your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with Joe. I mean, I
Mm.
love J. Cole, but Nas went to war, man. He proven in battle. He went against who some people claim is the best rapper ever, Jay Z. He went in with Jada Kiss, did it with 50 Cent, like with real dudes. Catalog long since 19. I think he came out started writing Illmatic at 17. Dropped that classic album. Still dropping albums at 50. It's like, bro, so I don't like how our generation disrespects our legends by comparison sometimes. It's like they can both be great, but let the guys be the guys and lead them on the Rushmore. Like he's not fucking with Nas. Like the same when you talk the Jordan shit, it's the doors people open, the impact they had, that shit can't be recreated. It's bigger than stats, it's bigger than numbers. It's about influence, impact, who you change. It's a song called "Let Nas Down." It ain't no "Let J Cole Down." And it's like we gotta stop like
Facts.
comparison
Facts.
and,
I
and tearing each other down. They both J. Cole great for our generation, but
facts.
he didn't do what Nas did for hip hop, bro. Like
No, I
he,
agree.
he
I
he
agree.
created a whole sound, the whole vibe. Like he cool to be smart and intellectual and street, and nobody was doing that smooth shit like Nas. And almost every rapper, he their favorite rapper. So
No,
what are
I
we
agree.
doing, man?
I agree. And like I'll even say this. I think like it could come down to like Nas J. Cole is probably more technically gifted than Nas. Like he does come in a different generation. He studied Nas and like I could give him that. I like J. Cole better probably. He's Carolina boy. I'm a big J. Cole fan, but to keep it objective, especially we going into like battle rap, like you said, Nas got the heart. He went into battle, and he ain't come out unblemished, but he came out stronger on the other side. And so I think you got to give for Jay. I mean, you got to give Nas that over just like we talking champions. Nas way more of a champion in this shit than J Cole can be.
Okay, okay. So will you be able to look at J. Cole the same? I guess that's pretty much his whole rant, right?
Yeah, I mean, cause I'm a LeBron fan. I ain't mad at.
Hmm?
I think the technical skill matters, and I think you can come
I'm talking
back.
about fact. Will.
Oh,
Oh,
you
but
said
are you saying that you will be? What do you? Which one is we
I think J Cole can bounce back, and it don't necessarily affect how I look at him because he's my I've been a fan, but like objectively,
You
I
just
think
don't think that he can now reach GOAT status because he ain't go outside.
it's tough. Yeah, I mean objectively that's tough, but to me, I still fuck with him though.
You fuck with him, but he can't be GOAT status.
Right.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, yeah, I don't know if I got a strong take on either one of these. Yeah, I rock with Cole, but I affectionately call him Paul George right now. Yeah, Paul
That's a
George
wick.
wanted out of that bubble.
That's a wicked one, boy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
J.
wicked
Cole
one.
wanted out of that battle. But I'm also a J. Cole fan, and I am starting to ramp up interest again for the album. I'm interested. I think Jadakiss said that he got a mixtape coming. He done hopped on a couple Locks records, and Jada said he don't care if he left the battle. That nigga rapping, and he
That
rapping his ass off. So I'm
dialysis.
I'm just interested
Or
to see kind of what he puts out and how it sways my opinion. Uh,
I call the nigga dialysis, but Daylight said that the fall off the problem. He said he's heard some of it, and he said it's
you talking about
absolutely
like
like
2 years ago when he said that?
I don't know what he said. I just heard it today.
I know he said it like 2 years ago when they
Oh,
made
like
Pop.
I just saw it today. I don't know if he said that, but that's what he said.
Oh yeah, you might be talking about when Pop came out, and we all was high on J Cole, and then you know the nigga he got up on that Dreamville stage and apologized. Sometimes it just is what it is. All right, fellas. Any final thoughts before we move into this conversation? I know Johnny, you had a conversation that you was nipping at the bits on Sunday that dealt with this. But yeah, any final commentary before we leave off?
Nah, let's get it.
All right. So John, should I throw to you first, and then we get to some of the clips. I know that you had a topic that dealt with this, or you want to say that for Sunday.
Yeah, nah, yeah. We ain't got to start off with me. I wanna, yeah, we ain't got to
Okay.
start off with
Let's
me.
start. Let's start with Let me see if I can find the original clip that was sent in last week. We did a slight reaction to it, and I'll try and play a couple follow-up clips that have came from this whole. I don't know if we'll say from this whole scenario. That's the best way I can frame
On me. I guarantee you that when I put a hole in their chest the size of a window, safe line repair, safe line replace, that's what's gonna happen when they touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for self-defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and won't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means some shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public is going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people. No power to.
All right. So there has been a response. I think that this is Huey Newton's niece, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm just play.
I'm going to try to make this video as calmly as possible. My name is Maisha Newton. My father's name was Walter Newton. He was the brother of Huey Percy Newton, who started the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California. Okay, my handle name is Maisha 415 Newton. I got birth certificate paperwork and a whole bunch of Newtons who are ready to listen. This goes out to the Black Panther Party, the new United Black Panther Party, whoever's out there protesting with these Somalians. I'm about to get a cease and desist order against you, and I'm about to sue you because you guys are not going to defame my uncle's name like that. We're not doing that. See you in court, bitches. I'm going to try to make this video as calmly.
All right. Let me see. Well, we got a few more.
Y'all already know what this is. It's Rico.
Hey, hold on.
Dayfield.
Not too much on my cousin, y'all.
Oh, I forget that you're a Newton too.
Not too much on my people, y'all. Y'all be calm. But I agree
Let
with
me see if this clip that I'll let this keep playing.
I'm going to try to make this video as calm.
Find out our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community. A lot of immigrants at.
Damn, yeah. I wanted to get the one where she called him a mark, but I couldn't find it. But
candidate and founder of Dayfield Truth Political Party, a national political party in the United States, and I'm also the biological son of Dr. Huey P. Newton. The probate cases in Alameda County Superior Court right now as we speak for me to get all my proceeds, all my rights, and all that right there. So y'all already know who I am. So I'm talking today about the issue in regards to Chairman Paul Birdsong. And I've been getting all kind of calls, all kind of texts, emails, inboxes, paperwork and everything in regards to him. So first of all, let me tell y'all, I personally cleared his chapter. The Philadelphia crowd. I had been watching him for a few months. Then I found y'all already know what it is.
Listen, $25,000 ain't shit for me to gift my cousin with. Because if someone can pass a DNA test and stating that they are Huey Percy Newton's child, then that's my cousin. That's my first cousin. And hell, motherfucker, I ain't got no kids. I will gift my first cousin. Not only will I make sure they carry the last name, I'm going to gift them with 25 G's. I sure in the hell am. $25,000 cold cash. And a key to the kingdom. And an apology. And a public apology. Because if we're missing something, we need to know. So if you truly believe that you are the offspring of Huey Percy Newton, you need to hit me up so we can get you DNA test.
That was a journey. All right, fellas.
What's up?
No commentary.
That was a journey. I mean, I will say this. Thought about it. couple days, and
Okay.
I do find it strange. Like, ain't nobody heard of this man until like I show up someplace, and it's like we could have used the motherfuckers for. It's a lot of times where like it's been, black people going through stuff specifically where we didn't see them, and then now
Okay.
all of a sudden we're seeing them, and it's not necessarily to come out and protect us. So it's a little fishy. I don't know if he real. I don't know if he down with the. I don't know if he officially got.
I think Huey P. Newton's son said he cleared his chapter. I don't
But I
know.
don't know. Like I mean, okay, like cool. I just think it's funny that
What
I
what
ain't
has been
see him.
happening in Philly that he's been needing to protest?
I'm saying, but there's been like Michael, George Floyd. It's been like it's been a lot of stuff over the years, and I've never heard them speak up or get this much attention until now. And it's funny that now it's something that's not necessarily an issue that deals directly with us, and now I'm starting to hear. That's all I'm saying. It's funny and suspicious. It's like it's been some issues where it was black, it was us, and we ain't necessarily hear from them, and now it's the issue is kind of adjacent, and a lot of us are even like they're trying to be like, is this our issue? Is it something that we should, take part of?
Right. And,
And
and
then
and by that, are you saying any of the chapters of the Black Panthers, or are you speaking about the specific Philadelphia chapter?
I mean, I'm talking about just because I don't know what they've done, but this specifically this guy in general, because he's the one that's out there. But like, I don't know why. But even like in the George Floyd and the Trayvon Martin and a lot of those
But
same people.
I'm pretty sure I've seen different iterations of like the new Black Panther Party. Like, hey, I think it's like one of them inside Charlotte.
Yeah, it is.
They be taking pictures and at protests and shit.
Well, I
Like
I'm
I
saying
would like I would have. That's why I'm asking. Are you talking about specifically him and why he's not been a public figure yet, or if like these different iterations of quote unquote the new like the Black Panthers have been out? Because I mean, I would at least give him the justice to say that I've at least seen him at like some of those protests.
okay. What
Like
was it?
they always like it's always like a new resurgence of the Black Panthers. You see it like every 3 years almost.
And like I said, I wouldn't say this
It is.
necessarily like not that like they haven't been out there, but I'm saying this guy in particular in this case is getting national attention, and I haven't seen that until this case. But there have been other parties, and like I'm not saying they haven't been pushes, but it seems like this is a major push. He's getting a lot of traction, a lot of attention, and it's over something that doesn't necessarily or an issue that's kind of adjacent to our communities.
Oh, okay. Hey Black, talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things happening with this whole situation. So for one, it's a lot of grassroots movements and, like you say, Black Party iterations and things that are doing work and staying true to the original pillars of the organization. Is even the group in Philly is not just about protesting. They supposed to feed the kids, supposed to protect the community, supposed to help in other ways other than just what we saw that's viral. The
Hmm.
guy that's viral, it's like I would like to see, you know, other images or clips of coming out of him doing other things. A lot
Hmm.
of his things he said in that video is almost word for word
Hmm.
from Huey P. Newton speeches, like literally word for word. Like if anybody like listen to Huey P. Newton, he's like literally quoting him in the majority of that whole diatribe. So it's like, well, is this a content creator actor type situation? If it's a plant, like some people are saying, how is this being a plant affecting us negatively? Because what he was saying and the rhetoric behind it was the real, things that Black Panther said and stood for. Is he legit? What is the basis of legit? Because the party itself isn't like huge or a big deal. So then we dealing with like the authenticity issue now, and now you got estranged family members coming out that no, just like we've never heard of this viral Black Panther guy, we've never heard of these family members. Like
Yeah,
I've
I ain't
never
hear of the what is that like the nephew niece?
the niece, like I ain't never heard them You know, and that's not to say that they haven't done anything, but like we never heard it. Just like we never heard of him, we never heard of
Hmm.
y'all either. So it's like at then it becomes all right. This seems to be like a distraction. Can we get back to what stemmed this whole thing and what the issue is until we figure it out? We don't need to turn this into black people fighting black people when this whole thing was about somebody protecting immigrants. If he chooses to protect immigrants, I'm I'm not gonna be like telling somebody what they should and shouldn't do, because at the end of the day, it's good versus evil. You know, trying to be selective about like what you fight for. It's either you're against wrong or you with right. It's like you can't like, well, they ain't fight for us, so I ain't okay. That's understandable, but at the same time, the shit always turns back to us some type of way. And they already started pulling over black people. They already start harassing black people, asking them for their IDs and stuff. And let's say hypothetically, ICE just does an amazing job. They get almost every illegal immigrant out of this country. What do they do now? They're gonna disband. They're gonna take away their budget. No, they're gonna repurpose them, and they're gonna come back towards niggas some type of way. So it's like you either for right or wrong, good or evil at the end of the day. This whole selective is not our fight shit. It's like, bro, if you can help, help. If you can't, I'm not saying inconvenience yourself either or go die for nobody. But if you're in a position to help somebody and you see somebody and you can do something about it, no matter their race or their color, and they a good person, help them out. I'm not gonna tell you where to put your efforts at, because I'm not going out there fighting for them, but I'm also not telling nobody that they wrong for doing it. Like I applaud you, I respect it, but that ain't the fight I want to do. You know, but at the same time, if my neighbor is a Spanish person and I'm cool with them, and I know ICE running up in their house and there's something I can do, I can record, I can call. I would try to help. You know, I'm not gonna like look through the blinds and be like that ain't my problem and shit. Like it's you either a good person or you not. And this whole thing that we do within our community of it's not our fight. w- We have always had better values than everybody, and to our own deficit in some cases. But like we good hearted people. Like we don't want to subjugate or enslave or massacre nobody. So it's like we don't need to take on the heartless traits white people and like, oh, we don't care. And because I this whole shit that's been going on, I've been seeing a lot of black people sound like southern racists in their rhetoric against immigrants. I'm like, y'all are doing the same shit they do to y'all and you
In
don't
the
even see
chat.
it. Yeah.
Right,
I'm
right,
like,
right. Not listen. You ain't gonna get a lot of pushback from me. Maybe Johnny's gonna push back. But um, I guess I would throw it to this because I've seen the conversation a couple times, and I think he kind of articulated. He said, "Why would the Black Panther Party be worried about non-blacks? Tethers are not black people." He sprinkled that at the end just to make it even more spicy. But
oh, before you go on
okay.
too, the original Black Panther Party, when it was formed, it was black people, it was Asians in Oakland. It was a multicultural thing, and it
I
was
was just about
called
to go there.
the Black
Yeah.
Party of Defense. But it was about protecting
Shoot,
the community and started in
even in
Oakland.
Chicago with the P Stones and all of them.
Yeah, so it's like this whole
Yeah, the
thing is like,
Rainbow Coalition. And that's into what to where you're at, A Black. That's why I was about to ask. Is this group, and again, it seemed like you had some pushback on them, Johnny. Are they misrepresenting the actual, foundation of what the Black Panthers stood for? Where if you look at the Black Panthers, they did have multicultural members within its ranks, some for good, some for bad. They did have multiple different versions of coalitions with minority groups. Um, Huey P. Newton spoke about, I think the term was like intercommunalism or something like that, where it just speaks about solidarity across the board with poor people in general, and or oppressed communities. Um, so we can evolve the conversation from the Black Panthers in a second, but again, the biggest critique of this group of Black Panthers would be that, or has been, why would they be helping or protecting against ICE for immigrants, and that it wouldn't stand for what the actual Black Panther stood for? Um, do y'all think that that is true?
Well, and my pushback would be like, and like I say, I'm just now seeing the videos, and maybe I do need to go back and look, but like I see this real aggressive stance with ICE, over ICE people, but like I'm saying, I've seen black people be oppressed, and I haven't necessarily seen them with that aggressively, that in the open.
Have you looked for it?
And that might be on me for not looking for it, but I've also only seen this guy particularly in the news over the ICE stuff and over him talking to ICE, which don't doesn't necessarily sit
Well,
well
he
with
went
me.
viral, so of course, but like, I don't know, like it just seems like you went around the question that I asked. So whether he is like I'm not, well, but yeah, whether he is or isn't a plant, or I'm not sure exactly specifically where you was going at with that, but is he still, or is this group still sticking to the principles um of the Black Panther Party in general
As
by helping to defend immigrants, whether you agree with it or don't agree with
yeah, I mean, based on the historic stance, you're supposed to help everybody, and that's my thing. As long as it's everybody, I'm cool with it. But I don't want one group to get singled out and get help just because it's trending to help this group. But then when it's time to help somebody else, because it's not so trending, we don't see you. And that's all I'm saying. Like as long as you're
it. And
helping
what would be
everybody,
are
I'm
you saying
cool.
that they're doing that with Black people?
I
The
don't know.
Black
I
Panther
just
Party?
haven't. I just haven't seen it. I'm not talking. I'm just talking about this guy Paul Birdsong in general, just him in general. I'm not. I can't speak for
Gotcha,
all of them.
gotcha. I mean, he seemed like he's probably like, you could probably find like after one layer of research a grift that's going on with him. That's what I would guess. Just the way he repeated word for word a lot of
And
Huey
and,
P.
and,
Newton
and and
things,
that's all I'm
but
saying. Just
that
specifically on
but
him, not
that's a
all of them.
different conversation, in which I think that A Black kind of articulated was then the conversation around if they're what they're doing goes against the Black Panthers. Because if he's just quoting Huey P. Newton and he's aligning with uh, the Black Panthers ideology, um, is he doing something wrong in the name of the Black Panthers?
Not necessarily, not necessarily. But if it's not like, but like the people said, like, but apparently he got the call from the guy that said it was his son. I mean, if you get the blessing, then obviously not. Like
Okay.
if the real Black Panther son give you the blessing to go ahead and do your chapter and do what you want to do, you're obviously not out of line with the Black Panthers. You know,
Gotcha. A Black, I cut you off from, well, I stopped you a little short from finishing it just so I can ask the question, but I'll toss it back to you and you can kind of finish off where you was at.
pause.
All right.
Uh, yeah. Oh my God. Nah,
Yeah,
I think I got my.
that's kind of super wild, actually. I'll toss it back to you and you can finish off where you started.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I ain't want to. I ain't want to, but I had to.
That is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, but
Yeah, I think I wrapped my thoughts on that one anyway. We good.
okay, all right. Um, so yeah, I guess nonetheless, this kind of leads us into just the general conversation, which would then be: is there room for a coalition in the fight for Black liberation? Um, I'm gonna just toss it out there as broadly as that first, and we can kind of get into unpacking it a little bit.
I
Yes,
mean, oh,
but
go ahead.
I think it has to be organized though.
Okay.
I think it has to be organized because no, that's a Yingling, bro. That's Obama's favorite. But it's if it's not organized, I feel like the same thing that would happen like what happened before. we'll do a lot of the work, but we won't get none of the benefits if we don't have like organization and infrastructure behind it. But I think we probably should, because I think it's the best way to consolidate our powers. But if we're not careful, it can lead to other people getting stuff and us getting left behind again.
Hey, Black, talk to us.
I'm sorry. Um, it's a coalition. I feel like it's the only way. I mean, we 12% of the population. We lack ownership. We lack a military weapons. Anything to protect or defend or attack. Um, we lack a lot to put up a real fight or to create a real demand that has real leverage behind it. So the only way is to have a coalition or collab or build relationships with other powerful forces and resources that can back us in any kind of fight. I mean, to think that we're going to get reparations or move the needle of black progress significantly without any backing,
Hmm.
it's not gonna happen. And if you look at the world stage and what world leaders are doing, they're constantly making deals. They constantly are connecting with each other, and like we are the only group that are not doing that, and got a faction in a group that thinks that we don't have to and that we shouldn't have to, and nothing is coming from that. So it's like if people think that we can be put this far behind with slavery, with Jim Crow, with all the hurdles that we gotta, and we can just somehow get on even playground or whatever the utopian goal is without no help. It's just crazy, man. At this point, like
Yeah, that and like even historically, if you look at like I was watching something on World War I and like World War II today, like the biggest wars were fought along coalition guidelines, and it's like even like Hitler, as evil as he was, he needed help. Even like the Great Britain and like France back in the day, these were considered great military powers, and they
Hmm.
needed to come together to like you know consolidate their resources in order to fight this war. So like I think like it's just like a smart geopolitical political strategy to work with other groups to help push forward your political aspirations.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we definitely have to jump into the call-ins soon because we just a bunch of niggas up here agreeing. But
go ahead and pull them
I,
up.
but what I will say is so as we kind of go through the historical examples, just some historical examples of coalitions inside America, history of coalition politics in America. I'll run down a few of them, and then I'll ask y'all a question. The Civil Rights Coalition, that's Black people, Jewish organizations, the labor unions, the white liberal Christians, and the college students. The New Deal as a coalition, that was again Black voters, most post Great Migration, white working class, labor unions, immigrants, the labor rights alignment, which would have been Black workers, white union, white union folk, progressive politicians. Um, I'm trying to find some more historical ones,
The
but
Allies,
we got
the
to go
Axis.
anti-apartheid. You said what?
You got the Allies, the Axis in the Middle East.
Oh
They
yeah, if
got
we want to go on
like
the world stage,
when when when
yeah,
when
yeah.
when when, when that one little country dropped in the Middle East, what they did, they teamed up. They still took a L, but they at least teamed up and tried to do something about it. But like coalitions
Yeah.
is like what makes
So, but let me ask you this before you go too deep into it,
hold
Johnny.
up.
Um,
Even a lot of the proxy wars today are based on coalition tactics because mostly proxy wars don't happen without these intermediary countries having coalitions with the big three.
understood. And so let me ask you this. What would be some examples of Black policies or legislations that have been passed, or things that have been beneficial for Black people that have been passed without any version of coalition?
No, that's
Can
unfair.
y'all think of any?
This is kind of unfair. That's hold on. Let me.
I'm literally asking a question.
But I'm saying, but like, I mean, when you say coalition, do you mean like outside of
You
like the?
outside of Black people, you had some type of help, but somebody else.
What's that? What about outside of Democrats? Would that be a
What does
coalition?
that What
Like,
does that mean? Like, what is that? I don't understand what that
because I
even
think there's
means.
certain policies that maybe like Democrats have pushed that have helped Black people. But I don't think it
But
co
we was
like.
Republicans
Well,
more than
yeah,
Democrats.
I'm talking about like recently, like Obamacare. I think that's something that really helps out a lot of people, and it was
right,
mostly.
but that wasn't but like you don't think that a poor white America fucked with Obamacare?
Yeah, but it helped us too, though.
Right, but like Democrats isn't a homogeneous group. That's in a
So you're saying
collection of people with a
specifically just
similar
okay?
ideology.
Hey, nigga, I was reaching. I was trying to find one. I ain't got one. I'm trying, I was trying.
Okay, all right. So nonetheless, then I'll throw y'all some questions on the other side of it. So if Black Americans are still fighting for basic equity, why are we expected to fight for everyone else too?
I don't think it should be expected. Like I was saying, expected or
Mhm,
required. But I don't think it should be condemned if somebody chooses to help either. Like somebody want to help and you don't, cool. Like all right, that's them. If you don't want to help, cool. But you don't. I don't feel like you got to ridicule people getting detained or talk call people Uncle Toms for helping, and
mhm,
all the while you not doing nothing on no side. You ain't helping Black people. You ain't helping Spanish people. You ain't helping nobody. Niggas just talking. So it's
mhm.
like if somebody takes time out of their life to help somebody, to me, respect. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm not gonna diss you for doing it. That's what you choose to do, and you choose to help. At the end of the day, it's good versus evil. It's
Mhm.
not. It shouldn't. If it's us versus them, we go lose every time, and we ain't made no significant progress without some type of ally or coexisting with something or somebody. I mean, maybe you go back to the Haitian Revolution and they did it all by themselves, and you see what they did to Haiti ever since. So,
Hmm.
you
So,
know,
Yeah,
hey,
hold
Black,
on.
you're
I got
you're
it.
you're a little closer to the youth, working on the college campus. What's the feel on within like the college age crowd?
oblivion,
Okay.
like
So
like most youth. I mean,
Mhm.
they will talk about stuff or rant about stuff in the moment if it's a trend, but when you that young, you don't you think you invincible. You think it's go all work out by the time you get older. So for the most part, they live in their life. They oblivious, and you might have one or two that's kind of in tune. But when you got that youth, that's you live in your own little bubble. And for now,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Johnny?
Oh, well, I think if we still fighting for just equity, that means we not at an equal playing field. And I think it's always like just a smart strategy if you're fighting against a superior or not superior, but you're fighting against you. The odds are stacked against you. It's always good to go get some help. I think it's always good to go, tap in, and go call in for some reinforcements if you fighting, if you're going through the gauntlet. Uh, Also, I think like as black folks, if we gonna pride ourselves of being like morally and just not as evil as the other side. I think being good that comes as a part of that contract. If you're gonna be the morally superior or the righteous group, I think being good is something that comes with that. Now, I say that, but I also think that like you can't pour into other people's cup if your cup is empty also. So you do have to be
Mhm.
strategic with it at some point. But I think like taking the moral high ground that we are in this country based on the history, I think it's not shouldn't be expected, but it's something that we should be very willing to do based on the type of people that we say we are.
Gotcha. So then I guess this leads me to ask, does coalition actually deliver winning materials for Black people? Or is it more or less just more of a three?
Now I
So
think
you're pouring with
that's.
the half empty cup. You're getting minimal things back. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
But I think that's the issue. I think there has been a lot of that historically, to where we've
Hmm.
helped and maybe not. We ain't got equal reward out of the work that we put in. So I think, and that's why you get a lot of black people that are now skeptical of
Hmm.
coalitions, because we've been burnt in the past of helping people out and not necessarily getting what we deserved out of the deal. So I think there's validity in why people are cautious about coalitions now. I definitely could respect that, but based on what the Black Panthers stood on originally, based on shit math, uh, based on just not wanting to be the evil people in the country. I think there's a lot of reasons why you should help people too.
Gotcha. Hey, Black, talk to us. Do coalitions actually deliver winning material? Yeah, deliver material wins for Black people, or is it just more validation?
Um, Material win. I mean, I think they've delivered more wins than not having coalition. I mean,
Mm.
you don't get nothing passed during the civil
Okay.
rights era without them signing off on it or agreeing off on it. Uh, you know, the George Floyd shit got as big as it did because you had a lot of others participating in it as well. So it's like when you got other people on your side, and not just anybody, you want to vet folks and have the right people and know their intentions and their motives. But we just can't do it alone. I mean, and if we could, we would have by now. I just, I
Yeah, I'd
don't
like
know.
to say, can I just say that the death of somebody is not a coalition? Black Lives Matter, people marching. What has that got us? That's not a coalition. We got nothing out of that. So I just want to just kill that whole perspective. So like, oh, coalition, civil rights. Somebody signing something. That's not a coalition. Us getting out of slavery because they signed it. It's not a coalition. They were trying to protect their own lives and their own perception around the world about we are the country of liberty and justice. So these are not coalitions. There has not been one coalition that has worked with Black Americans and helped them through civil rights. You have
Hey,
had
old man. Hey,
individuals.
old man.
Listen,
I got
listen.
a
You have had.
question.
You let me finish my statement. You have had individuals of different cultures and colors and skin colors and ethnicities that have helped us, but no official organization or coalition has helped us. The Black Panthers actually started as an all Black group. It wasn't until they did start to become more multicultural when they were infiltrated, and the main guy that was a informant against the Black Panthers was an Asian man. So, like, what you guys are saying is 100% false. When we've integrated with other people, that's when we went down. When we
Well,
kept it
man,
solely Black, it was strong and we got things done. What's
do
your
you
question?
think do you think other groups have collated against us to maintain their power? Like,
Everybody's against us.
so there's nobody that we can co that there's
Not as a group, not as a organized group.
so
No,
it's Black Americans against the world.
Black Americans and individuals that are for our real uplifting,
So there's
like it's always
nobody out
been.
there that could help us.
Name one organization. You name one. I want you to name one that you think could
I
possibly help
asked
us.
you. I
I'm
literally
telling
asked
you
you.
no.
Okay,
So if
okay. If
you
it's
think there
no,
is such a group, I want you to say which group you think would be more likely to help us.
I didn't have an answer. I just had to ask a
Okay,
question.
I'm just saying no.
Okay, I just
There hasn't ever been an organization or group that helped us. See, I got A Black running. To see that's because he worked for the
Uh-oh.
hey, that's because he worked for the school system. When you that's why I stopped working for the school system, because when you work for the school system, you can't speak up. You're a part of the good versus evils. I guess that's what you were talking about earlier. But go ahead.
That's interesting. Do you count the Rainbow Coalition as a coalition that helped? No.
Which one? The first one or the one that exists now? Because the
Not the
Rainbow.
one
The
that
first
we ain't
one.
talking about the one now.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm talking
okay.
about the first one. Yeah,
Leave them out of this.
like the Young Lords, the
But
Young
once
Patriots.
again, there's another group stealing our stuff.
Now leave them out of
So
this.
then, is the answer no or yes?
The Rainbow Coalition was a black organization that tried to include others, and you see, it hasn't gotten us anywhere. It hasn't done anything for the black community.
Okay. Do you look at labor unions and yeah, I think the women's rights groups, they all push for civil rights. You don't look at that as a coalition?
No, I mean, that's a bad example because the women's that killed our community. That killed
Oh,
our
no,
community.
but there's a difference between you liking the outcome and if there was a coalition
That
to
made it
push to get legislation given to black people, in which what I'm stating is that labor unions benefited and feminists benefited, and they were pushing for civil rights legislation.
Labor union.
This is a coalition of people that are all working to get a legislative bill passed.
So we'll focus with the women's coalition and feminists that benefited white women. If you look in history, the achievements of black people, of black Americans, has always been about 50-50 with inventions and this all of our strides, whether it's male or female. So that only hurt us as a community when our women started helping out the white women.
But I guess you had asked the question, so I was just answering it. And you keep going into like if it hurts us or who benefited more. I think that we all probably on the panel that's up here right now will probably say that white women benefited the most out of civil rights movement. That's cool. But that's different than saying that there was a coalition of people that pushed a legislation that we would look at as had been some version of beneficial or supposed to be beneficial for black people.
No, anything.
Yeah, and I think that you. All right. So what are you saying no to?
Anything that we created, like all black, it eventually got integrated, and that's when it went down. So that's what I'm trying to say. There's not been a coalition created.
But that's a different point.
There's not been a coalition created outside of black Americans where people's like, oh, we're going to do this for black people. No, black people created something, and then people adopted. So when you guys were talking about the Black Panther and how it was about multicultural, which it wasn't. Actually, Black Panthers started as all black, and then when white people said, can we join the Black Panthers? They said no, and that's when they created White Panther Party. Like, it's always, anytime we had any success, it's been all just black pride, black people. No coalition has helped us.
Maybe we're using the word help differently. In which, yeah, I think that's his own thing. But yeah, I'm just pointing out the fact that policies that have been looked at and deemed as pushed to help black people, typically any policy that you name came with like some version of a coalition of probably poor whites and feminists. Even if you go back to like what is it? All the entitlement programs. A lot of these things were pushed with multiple groups all looking to get something quote unquote beneficial. Even if black people wasn't even able to participate in all of the legislation and the entitlement programs, there were some of them that were aimed to help black people. Welcome to the show, Steve. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And Quincy, welcome to the show. My bad, brother.
Yeah, Quincy was on there first, you know.
Yeah, Quincy, talk to
us. Okay, a few things, but the main two is that from the time they brought us here about 400 or 500 years ago, when exactly has America not had their foot on our necks? When has they ever let up? Right? Because this notion of they go get the Mexicans and the illegals, and then they'll get us next. For us to be next, that mean that they took a break on us. They was on our necks from the time they dropped us off and brought us here. They was on our necks when they messed with the Latinos, when they messed with the Asians, whoever they dealing with in the moment. You better believe they still on our necks. And if we jump in and help these people, they would be on our necks after they done. So I just don't like the whole idea of this whole notion of we're next, as if they ever took a
Oh,
break
okay. I see what you're
from.
saying.
Yeah, like they never stop fucking with it. They never. We always the school to prison pipeline. Everything that's systematic is still systematic. Yeah, during this little Trump time right now.
Let me
It
ask you
might,
this, Quincy.
yeah.
Do you think that the allowance of over policing minority groups would eventually hurt Black people?
How will it hurt? How will it hurt us more than it's already hurting us?
Okay, so you just think that. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, if overreach is allowed to happen inside a way that it's not already happening, do you think that it'll help hurt Black people? Like I think that, for example, stop and frisk and shit like that has been repealed and pushed back.
Right.
If that is something that is then allowed inside these spaces, do you think that that could hurt Black people?
So yes, but let me
Okay.
reverse the way you're framing it, right?
Okay.
Because I guess it's like, hey, we need to jump in and help out right now, because if we don't and it gets worse,
I'm not specifically saying that we need to jump in.
Okay,
That's
all
not
right, okay, but
my general point would be that
Okay.
as far as they go with immigrants,
Yeah.
you is like I don't believe in like the deportation thing and all that shit. But as far as they go with immigrants, would be as far as they will go with Black people.
They have gone with black people. Now that's kind of getting to my point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess the premise is they'll go X amount as far as they want to it with immigrants and whoever, and at some point they'll turn that against us, and that's maybe why we need to kind of be aware and intervene or whatever, right? But what I'm saying is, if anything, it's the reverse. All of these folks watched this happen to Black people. All of them. And I don't count the George Floyd protests. It was extenuating circumstances. It was everybody was stuck at home. I mean, so I don't count that one. And that happened in 2020. So if any of these groups sat on their ass the whole time, and then suddenly in 2020, that's what they want to point to as far as them participating in helping us, I think they're a couple hundred years late. I think they're a few centuries late in helping us. So I don't even count the George Floyd protests. But back to my point. My point is it's not a matter of whether or not we should be alarmed of what they're doing to other people to prevent it from happening to us. The way it should have been was everybody who watched us, who come to America to thrive off America, and they watched us get the treatment that we've gotten, they should have intervened, because the tide was going to turn on them at some point, and that's what we're seeing. If they had to intervene and stood with us the way people want us to stand with them, then I don't think it would ever got this far, right? But because they sit by and they let what happened to Black people continue to happen to Black people, then suddenly when it's their turn, like, hey, this ain't nothing new for America. They've been doing it to Black people. I got another question.
Hey, Quincy, before you ask that question,
yeah.
So I just thought of like one of the more simpler ways to kind of like illustrate more or less what I'm speaking about. So for example, and again, like I don't want to use like the historical of like it has been bad for Black people. You know what I mean? So right now it's okay for it to be bad again for Black people. But if I'm looking at, let's say, the National Guard intervention, and we look at them bringing in the National Guard to help with immigration, right? Us pretty much having our military put onto our citizens as, like a step that we had not seen done inside America. You fast forward 2 weeks.
You sure about that?
What does Trump? What does Trump do? He puts the National Guard on Black people in Black neighborhoods to quote unquote control crime, something that had been unprecedented or seen in America. So, like, that's the example of what I'm saying, where whether we're saying, because I think we all will agree that Black people have typically get the short end of the stick, and we have seen that over and over. To me, that's an example of in real time where they overstep something that we hadn't seen inside America, and then 2 weeks later, the president aims it at Black people.
The you sure that this hadn't happened before? Because didn't they deploy the National Guard and the troops back during the Ferguson riots? I get them confused because so many happened, but I think it was the Ferguson
what I'm
riot.
saying is that like those are during riots. So in DC, in Charlotte, in Memphis, in Chicago, there weren't riots happening. Trump just said, "Well, the crime is high, so I'm gonna send the National Guard to patrol these neighborhoods." That's a different concept in comparison because National Guard has came out for many different riots, but the idea of the military coming to pretty much monitor neighborhoods in the quote unquote a military state, I don't know of that happening inside any other example.
Okay. Touche to your point that it was riots that they was responding to. So I'll give you that. I guess it'll turn on us. Hey, everything always turn on us. It is what it is. Before I ask my question, what was my thought was, I lost it. But let me ask this question real quick, and this 100% ties to this. Remember back about a month or so ago when ICE showed up to Charlotte, and in Charlotte the construction sites was like empty, right? Now, I did a little quick Googling, and it says Charlotte is about 35% Black, right? And it said it's 15% Latino. So what crossed my mind was if Black people double the number of Latinos in Charlotte, then where the hell are the Black men at on those construction sites?
Nobody want to work construction.
Yeah.
Nah.
So
dude,
Quincy, I'm gonna be honest right now.
I got family.
Shout out to my homeboy Rail and his pops. They do the construction and stuff like that. But right now I'm currently dealing with outsourcing with a bunch of different contractors with needing a bunch of different things done. And it's hard to find contractors in general. That's just its own rigmarole and it's its own thing. But when you go through, whether it's like wherever you're going through, 9 times out of 10, you're getting like it just is what it is. It ends up being Hispanics. So like I'm putting together a gym, the Hispanics is taking off the thing. I need to get some some flooring done. I went to a spot called Freedom Fitness, ran by white folk. Guess who came in and installed my flooring? Got like Mexicans. Turf. I went and bought that from some more, you know what I mean, just regular people.
Right.
Yo,
And the thing is that my first thing that I also tried to do was try and go through Black first. And it just wasn't anybody that even did these things inside the area.
Okay, so you're making my point. Black men have been boxed out of the construction industry, and nobody wants to talk about it. And they've been boxed out literally by Latinos. I have 2 uncles.
No, they've been boxed out by white dudes because y'all citizens and y'all got rights. And they don't want people that got rights. They want people that don't have rights so they can pay them $5 an hour.
Hold on. I
Y'all
agree
like
with you.
the Latino,
Steve.
The Latino, like,
Steve,
come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real.
It's the rich white dude that owned the company who's at
Let's be honest here, bro.
Steve, I agree with you, but what I'm saying is that does not negate the fact that these folks do come over here and they willingly undercut us. They willingly are subjecting themselves to be used by the white people.
Why is that though?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on. Hold on. This is the thing, Steve. It don't matter to a Black man who losing his job to a Latino of the why.
Yeah, but you keep saying they doing it, and then when anybody try to suggest a means in which they can't do it anymore to actually address the problem, y'all never on board with it. Because
I'm on board with it.
The idea is, oh well, we could just if we just skirt them enough, they'll leave. I'm gonna tell y'all this: Americans are addicted to cheap labor. It's a substantial part of the economy.
America never got over losing slavery. They never got over losing slavery.
Until you punish the people adequately who do this, you know it is gonna be what it is.
But true.
And I ain't mean punish like we gonna capital murder. I'm talking about fine.
Trying to get some of that cheap labor.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little cheap labor. Give
Hey,
me
but
a
listen,
little.
listen. If contractor gets sent to the job, I was like, Migo, what's your number? What else you
but
do?
but Q, y'all having to
That
deal
cheap
with
labor.
Go ahead, go
because
ahead, go ahead,
that's
Steve.
the
Go
only
ahead.
way y'all can compete in the marketplace. If you
Right.
had a competitor and your competitor is willing to cut labor costs by any means necessary, and you not willing to do that, it will be no way you be able to compete.
Yeah,
Like
but Steve, what if your competitor shouldn't even be in the country?
that's not your competitor. I'm talking about so if
No,
two bit
You
so
looking at
technically
the you
are the
looking at the
competitor.
jobs. He
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
the
the two. You
owners.
looking at the job. I'm talking about the two businesses. Let's say both of us run a landscaping company, right? I'm a dude who run
Wait,
a
time out.
landscaping
Who
company.
who who said that the owner is legal as well?
Right.
I
Well,
And
mean,
all the owners, all the owners I worked with were legal.
Q, but
but
They said they still sent out them same people.
Johnny, I mean, Q just told you that dynamic. He went to American Fitness or whatever the name of the place
It was
was,
like Freedom Fitness.
Freedom
They had a big
Fitness,
old white man on the
and
thing
then
like this.
Freedom Fitness sent out Migos to the spot.
okay, I had a situation the same thing. It was a white man who showed up to replace my roof, and then when he showed up with the brochure. When I ordered it and everything was ready to go, guess who came out here to do it? It was Latinos, right? I thought it
I,
was a white
Yeah.
I,
company.
I
Hola,
just
¿cómo
think
So
estás?
I think we have a way of dealing with this, but nobody wants to deal with it because everybody is addicted to getting cheap labor costs.
well, hold on, Steve. May I
They
suggest?
do good work too.
Hey, hey, it's suggested.
I,
But see,
listen,
Just
I
but
mean,
see, Steve.
that's
Okay,
I mean, you could say that, but that's
okay,
iffy.
yeah, but see,
You
here's,
don't
That
listen,
doesn't mean they do
my
better
bad.
work. That's what we're
yeah, but
trying to
see,
say. Good
see,
work doesn't mean it's better.
because
eh,
I'm gonna tell you this same dynamic has been repeated throughout history, right?
but
So
Steve, we will always be at a disadvantage. Let me just get it.
uh,
We will always be at a disadvantage. Because we American. I think that's the part that people keep overlooking is that say if you wanted to start a company right now, right, and you wanted to go get brothers to start a company, they American, bro. They want American wages or whatever. You at a disadvantage against
Yeah.
amigos who he know a million of them who will work for cheap labor. So
but but
so
again, I'm literally telling you that is a part of the problem of the system is that we reward this type of behavior. That type of behavior is rewarded in this in the way our economy is
so
worked.
what would
yeah,
the
but
solution be, Steve? Like
yeah,
We
I used
would
to get in
to
my
stop.
we
Stronger
call ISOs,
legislation against
you
people
would have to have
hiring
stronger
illegally.
legislation against people doing it. You
but
would
that'll
have to
never
have.
happen.
I've been on this. I've been on here multiple times and explained how open borders is a
But
policy in which to pump in infinite amount of workers in order to lower labor costs. So like, and then but closing the borders is also coupled with the way in which America foreign affairs are enacted throughout the world because people just say, "Oh, they coming, they coming, they coming." Well, if I had a choice to be in a country where dictators throwing niggas out of planes because Americans then put dictators in charge or get into America, I don't care if they pay me $2 an hour. I'm gonna get here.
Yeah, well,
hey,
hold on.
hey, hey, hey,
But you say that as if it excused them for undercutting us.
But
But I guess my
do
issue would
y'all not
be,
see the first order of effect though?
hey,
No,
yeah,
Steve.
like
we
I
Hey,
see
don't
what
know
Steve.
you're
that
Hey,
it's
talking
hey,
fair
about.
hey,
to
hold on.
like,
I got one more
eh,
question for Steve.
go ahead.
Steve. So like, say we do get the legislation for like, we you don't get them people over there. The wage, like cost of labor would quote unquote go up. What does that then do to like the American people? Is that like a better situation for us to reckon with? Like
Yes,
as far as because
because
then prices are
this is
gonna
the
go up.
this is the propaganda we've been fed about paying people adequate wage. And if you want any historical actual point on this, you can look up the Ford factory when Ford decided to start paying his workers $5 a day. And when Ford decided to pay his workers $5 a day, every other manufacturing company said, "You are crazy. You overpaying the workers. Is no way your business model is going to be able to sustain." But him paying his workers $5 a day allowed for them to actually buy the cars he produced, and it boosted the local economy that those people was a part of. And that's an actual real world example of why paying people more is a net benefit. But who it's a net negative to is maybe the CEO can't make $35 million anymore. Maybe he can only make $5 million. And that's where the real issue is. But we've
But
Yeah,
been
but
tricked to think that we
so
should
Steve,
we should take a
I was just
hey,
about to
but
say that.
Steve, Hey, but hold on, but I don't believe that
Look,
because they gonna put the cost on the American people always.
But it don't matter if they paying you.
the other side of like the answer to what you're asking is, and y'all against it. I'm not against it, but income ceilings would also solve this. Where again, you can easily raise wages for the bottom tier if you just put a basic ceiling. Like even if we said that you can only make 500 million a year, something high that most people ain't even going to achieve. Guess what that allows for all that excess if it's not ran through taxes in the wrong way and it's actually done the correct way? You have way more capital to actually pay your people a living.
It's just they don't want to. And everybody gets so sidetracked on all this other second order effects. Illegal immigration, legal immigration, H-1B visa. All of this stuff is a second order of effect of the number one reason in which we have these byproducts is because people want to get the lowest wages in the world. And that's whether we talking about NAFTA and free trade and people going into Southeast Asia. All of this stuff is a byproduct of people looking to push wages to the bottom as low as they can go. And if you want to correct the second order effects, you have to correct the first of you gotta correct the thing that's causing it.
So, but Steve, you saying that Black Americans need to go get legislation pushed to stop this,
Not
but
just black Americans,
okay,
not just
Americans,
black Americans,
okay, Americans, but okay, Americans.
because
But let
because
me
black
finish this thing.
Americans was the original reserve army of labor. So whenever, and historically in America, when white capitalists want to discipline white labor, they use black labor to do that because there was an excess of black people post slavery who didn't have jobs. So you say, what's an example of that, Steve? We talking about the Great Migration up to the north. The Great Migration up to the north, those black workers were used to, as they were called
It,
scabs,
it was
to
economic warfare.
exactly, it was economic warfare. They said, black people from the South, come up there and we gonna bust the unions because y'all just desperate for a job because the South economy has been killed. So
Okay,
like
It's a
this
smart
is
war
just a
right
this is
there.
just a we just repeating the same stuff over and over again, but we just add a different group to do the actual lowering the cost of labor. At one point, we were the people who would use the lower the cost of labor.
okay,
And then
but
we got tired of that and we said we're not gonna do it no more.
okay.
Hey, Steve, I think Quincy want to ask you something.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get to a question. Because even what you just said, that wasn't going through legislation. That was some tactics by, I guess, union leaders or some companies or whatnot, the bus unions or whatnot, right? That wasn't legislation. And you're suggesting that Americans, Black Americans, the solution is to get the legislation
But
to stop the business. Wait. Let me get that. Ultimately, my question is, or is question slash statement, is that I'm not saying it shouldn't be legislation. What I am saying is going that route takes a lot of not a lot of work from a sweat standpoint, but to get everybody on board, that's going to be kind of tough, and it is not reflecting what they did to get it done. So I'm saying, like, hey, we could do the same way they did underhanded tactics to box us out. We could play the same game and play dirty too. I'm saying, look, hey, call ice
that's
on
a
them,
losing.
and hey,
You talking
Oh,
about
that's a
you
dirty
you talking
game,
about
no, no,
boy.
no, but
you
look,
you
hear
talking
me out.
about
Hey, look,
call ice,
hey,
but the
look, it,
white
it is
man can
dirty.
get
It
he can
is
Quincy
get
dirty.
30 more
crazy.
than up here.
That's
No,
that's
but hear
worse
me
than
out.
juice versus the squeeze. He
No,
said
no, no,
call
no, no. Hear
ice
me out.
extra
No, no,
ice.
no. Hear me out. And hey, call it what you want,
We get a Pepsi with extra ice.
because folks playing dirty at first been playing dirty with us, and they continue to play dirty with us, right? I'm saying you
Mhm.
call ice on one group, right? They come and get him. He break 30 more. Call ice again. How many times before he realized he just can't
I,
do this
I
now?
I
Now I got to
think
go
y'all
hire some
don't
folks.
realize that they also using another tactic in order to bring people in, and this is and let's make this thing full picture. Let's take Venezuela. Everybody on the internet, oh, we taking their oil, woo woo woo, hyping it up. The next day, the Homeland Security Secretary of Homeland Security is talking about bringing in Venezuelans
Yeah, but is
on
that the people
asylum.
but is that the people? Hold on, but if they got asylum, are they hired from ICE? That ain't the same group hired from ICE, is it?
But it still has the same order of effect if you increasing the amount of laborers.
No, but my question is that the group hiding from ICE when ICE come through?
It don't matter.
No,
You talking
no,
about
it does matter
what I'm
because
explaining to
if
you
All the
they can't
is
show
videos be
if they
running,
can't show up
boy.
for
wh-
work, If they
Listen,
can't show up for
Oh,
work,
but
it don't
what
matter
I'm
where they from.
explaining to you is, even if we call ICE, these people are finding multiple ways in order to still get their cheap. How do y'all think the Somalians got to Minnesota?
I'm pretty sure that was a tactic. The
It was
whole
a
Private
thing.
plane.
refugee program in which the state of Minnesota requested Somalians.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then what? Who caused them? Who caused the Somalians to have a refugee crisis?
You know,
Do you
Steve.
even know what happened in over
No, no,
there?
no,
Hey,
no, no,
Steve, we
no.
get it. They're switching out immigrants. Like when their expiration date runs out, then they send them back home and they bring in a new swap. We got it. We
So
understand
if
that.
y'all know that, why? So you gonna just keep playing? What's that shit you play
No,
when you
we
try to
not.
hit the hedgehog? Groundhog,
Whack-a-mole.
whack a mole. Why we gonna keep doing whack a mole when we should just cut the head off the snake?
We agree. But hey, before we continue, first I want to welcome everybody to the Old Man Unpacked with Q, Johnny, Steve, and Quincy. What's going on? I'm bringing
Man,
them
it went
numbers up
crazy
like
on.
I did last time. What's
Why you
going
put
on?
them in the front? Why you put them in the number one
Oh,
That's
slot,
why I
that.
bro?
said it. That's
Why
why I
you put
said it
them in the
because
Oh,
number
God.
one
yeah,
slot? I already
Oh no,
know. I already know.
I tried to put the videos in the middle. That's
yeah,
what that was.
yeah. I'm just
he,
messing with you.
he put him
No,
up
you
at
good,
number
you good,
one.
you good.
He took the point guard and said, "I'm running
Yeah.
this."
Yeah,
94 feet for the leg.
No, but I think actually, you do got to penalize employers. But in the way I'm thinking is, whatever our base is, our minimum is the American citizen. If you bring in somebody that is not an American citizen, they have to match. They have to pay. You get what I'm saying? They have to pay a fine or a fee to the government that would be equal value of American citizen. And the reason why I'm saying that is that if they are a better
Like a
worker,
tariff.
then they should be worth that expense,
Like a
right?
reverse tariff.
But again, they understand because of maybe because really your status is exploitable, right? Because if I'm a if I'm a labor if I'm the boss, I can get you to do anything I really want you to do if I understand how to use your status against you. So that's just I don't get why people don't get this. We getting sidetracked. This is what I call sidetracking of the slave. Like we know what the problem is. They want to
Hey.
pay cheap wages. They don't want to pay Americans. And it don't matter. We fighting over who letting them in. We had a dude who was the president who said, if you in the country today, everybody got amnesty.
Mhm.
Like
Doctor or something.
We with you, Steve. I mean, we
See,
Hey,
know.
see,
preach. Amen,
yeah, okay,
Steve.
yeah. So
Preach.
look, it's not that I don't it's not that I don't agree with Steve. I actually do understand what you're saying, but
Mhm.
what you're asking is it's like it's a big task. It's a big
getting out of
ass.
slavery was a big task. The getting
Hold
civil
on.
rights was a big task. What are we talking about? This
No,
a
I
big
know.
task.
No.
Like
But hear
I
Going
what
to
hear what
the
I'm
like
saying.
moon.
I know.
I just
Brother,
hate
you
when
know we
people
ain't do that.
like I just
Yeah,
hate
don't
people when
bring up the moon stuff. Yeah.
I hate just when people just be like, "Oh, this a big task. This an impossible task."
No.
Like the
I'm
the,
not
the
saying I'm.
whole even the whole story of America in the creation of America is an impossible task.
Okay,
So
hold on.
stop telling
I'm
me
not.
about what's impossible when we literally live in a
Hold on.
country where all we've ever done at every turn of the century is do what
Impossible.
people said was impossible.
Steve, you know what's easy to do? Call ICE. That's real easy.
Easy work
That's
don't
real easy.
change our
I got an
material
ice maker
conditions.
in the crib.
The
That's
easiest
real
thing
easy.
don't
You
Oh,
need
change your
okay.
some?
material conditions.
That's real easy. And you know what? And we could do two things at one time. We can work on your method, right? Which is going to take some
Mhm.
time and take all of that. But in the meantime, we could clear some of these jobs out for black men
Extra
by
ice.
calling ICE.
But you talking about clear some of these jobs out for black men. The systematic work has already been done. They didn't render, they didn't literally render the either high school educated or no high school education black men. That work has been done, and it's a whole bunch of work we got to do to even incorporate that segment of the because we are speaking from a place of like relatively privileged compared to most of the people in our community. That's just the reality
I
of it
know,
is.
but you know what all us could do that's relatively easy? Call ICE.
That's not real work.
But
But
it but it's still
I
better.
guess
But
for so
1-800
the job
call
that I
ICE.
work, I don't think that the job that I previously worked, I don't think that calling ICE would have any impact on any of it at all. To be honest, like that
I'm
would be
not. Yeah.
something that I would need to have H-1B visas or the NAFTA repealed for, because that's like the actual issue with the middle class black person.
Or
Um, I
even before we get to call ICE, the real jobs in which we really made money, they sent them out the country. They
Well,
sent
it's no a
those
lot
jobs
of
are
the
not in the
trades.
country.
No, do a lot of the trades, a lot of the electricians, a lot of the drywalls, all of that stuff.
mhm.
That still needs to be done in person, and a lot of that has been taken over by illegals. It just is what it is.
First of all, I'm gonna give y'all some factoids on this. We have a shortage. We have a shortage, and I'm talking about.
Of
I'm not
electricity.
saying we
Yep.
got a shortage. I'm talking about motherfuckers who at Davos who work on Wall Street saying that a shortage of electricians is gonna be the reason why we can't get this AI shit to the next level. That is not the issue. There's actually
Mhm.
jobs there. Of course, it's going. You got to reincorporate the community back into these skills and trades and so forth, and so on. But the jobs that we had, Detroit, black people was making a bones working in manufacturing, and
Mm-hmm.
all of those jobs got sent overseas.
Mm-hmm. So what's your point? What's your point?
Yeah, we know these things.
You talking about we can get us a
Call
job.
it's the call life thing.
Every trade is saying they got a shortage of workers right now. Every trade.
No. Because I saw that
Look it
guy.
up. Don't
No, no,
don't
no.
don't 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 take my word for it. Go look it
No,
up.
hold on,
Look
no.
it
Because I
up.
saw the guy. I think it was the Ford guy who said that there's a shortage of auto mechanics that who can make
It's not just
a hundred
Ford.
thousand. No. I'm saying, but
It's
that's one. No, that's
it's
one
Larry
example.
Fink,
My
the biggest
man.
asset manager in the world,
Steve,
who run.
I'm saying no. When I'm Steve, let me land, bro. What I'm saying is, I'm giving you an example of one that just happened and had to be like a week or two ago, where the guy from Ford said it's a shortage of auto technicians, people who work on cars, because they had these $100,000 jobs, right? Dude, these people at the top be lying. They be lying. If you actually know the whole business of how auto mechanics work and how they actually get paid, it ain't no $100,000. My brother was an auto mechanic. He told me exactly how they get paid by the hour and depending on how long something take and blah 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 blah. It ain't the people at the top, the guys that you said, the ones that you said make the 30, 40, 50 million and they nickel and dime their workers. Those people are lying when they say that it's a shortage of workers. It's people out there
So
that
it's
want
not
to
a
work.
shortage. It's not a shortage of trade workers in America.
No. I'm not. I'm saying no. I'm not saying a blanket statement, but a lot of them be lying about the shortage of workers. They use that so they could go out and import. You just do.
Yeah, they
You
use it
just
as an
No,
excuse to get
yeah. You
other.
just Steve. You just said that everybody America wants their cheap labor. You know how they get cheap labor by
they
saying
do, but
it's a shortage. They
an
say it's a shortage.
electrician is
They say it's
so.
a shortage, but they say it's
I
a
think
shortage, so I gotta go get somebody from
first
another
of
country
all,
to
I
do it.
think this is a disrespect to electricians that y'all think y'all could just take any old Joe Blow and they can be an electrician.
Bruh.
I said drywalling too. I said drywalling too. I said drywalling.
But right now, there's a shortage in electricians in
Plumbers.
America. That's like one of the most lucrative trades you can get is being an electrician.
That's one trade. That's one trade. I'm talking about I'm talking about the labor trades in
So
general.
why
Drywalling,
are
auto
we?
mechanics, and all that stuff.
But auto mechanics can't work in the illegal auto mechanics can't work in the Ford factory.
You sure about that?
You can't. They do e-verify for it.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
They do
I'm
e-verify for it.
I'm saying
Where you
people
see illegal labor is typically at like Pilgrim's Pride, Tyson, Chicken Farm, shit like that. But at like
Or
actual Ford factory,
the
they use
mechanic on
e-verify.
Central, the ones that you just go into and hoping that they do a good job.
Or if you go
What was
or
that
sub
factory that those
or the
Asians just got
or,
like
or or the reason why you see
laid
it in
up for?
construction a lot is because construction is known for using subcontractors. So a big company could subcontract somebody who hired the labor, who really just hiring labor that's not documented illegal.
Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
we'll always be at a disadvantage because they know them. They kin to them. That's their people. They always gonna have access to cheap labor way more than we did. Like the Asians. The Asians have access to cheap labor. That's why they can open up these stores or whatnot. And the Indians. That's why they can have these stores for the cheap because they ain't really paying the people that work in there. Like so it's kind of like Steve. It's kind of like you kind of painting a doom and gloom picture, right?
No, you
Because
painting a doom and gloom picture. You
no,
said it's
no,
nothing we can do.
I said,
You said it's
no,
impossible.
no,
You
no,
the
no, no,
one
no.
talking about what's possible.
I gave a clear and direct direction of what we
And,
can do,
and, and then what
which
did
is
you say
called
when I said what we need
Well,
to do? You
yeah,
said
I
that's
just don't
gonna
see
be
how falling
hard,
ice
boss.
would be doing.
That's gonna be hard.
No. What I
So,
said
let me ask you
was
this: do you think that
yeah.
black people would be willing to take that pay cut?
Nope. Nope.
No, and that's the
But
point.
then
It wouldn't.
that's a space where I think that it becomes interesting.
But it's
Where
only
again, like this would be my POV. I can only kind of talk through.
yeah.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I've been tapped out on like most politics and most things that be happening, but I can tell you about some contracting shit right now. What I will see is that, for example, I got some turf laid, and through me getting some turf laid, I ended up meeting a guy and chopping up with the Hispanic guy. He was probably the only one that could really speak English, and we was laying down some floor. They tell you it's DIY, but Johnny tell him.
Yo necesito ir
Yeah,
al
it
baño.
don't really be DIY. So they came. It was like, nah, they ain't. It's looking bad, and we knew it was looking bad. So
Yeah.
so he asked, gave a decent price. I talked him down a little bit, and then he came out to do some work. Day one, it was him and his homie. Day two, he pulled up with like 5 or 6 of his guys, and they all got it done. Same difference with me getting like a basketball goal put up inside the spot. Um, Day one, the guy came out and he just looked at it. Day two, when I tell you, wifey was over there helping him put the goal up and shit like that. He didn't. You got the Mexicans with the ski mask on because it's cold in the spot and shit like that. And it's all the same price. So what they're doing is like they're all coming together to get something done really quickly. Nobody's making a lot of money, but like I think that maybe it's like the idea of how fast they can get it done so they can move on to the next job. But saying all that to say, I think that there's so many quote unquote systemic things that will have to happen first for black people to be willing to take the cut because of the reality is that they really be getting shit done at a cut of the cut of the cut.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah,
We
but
did
see,
we did stuff
listen,
like that
if
for
y'all
free.
think that
We did stuff like that
I
for
mean,
free.
should we take the cut?
No, we're
Hell
not
nah,
taking
we
no
shouldn't
damn
take the
no,
cut, man.
Right. But
I'm
that's
asking
the
you,
point that I'm saying. Like you saying that we did stuff like that for free. That is not like the current labor force of what Black Americans
I know,
do.
but
and
it's,
that's not what
Americans have
Black
moved
Americans
away.
want for others. But just because they volunteer themselves into semi-slavery and servitude doesn't mean it's right. And that's what
And it's
America is not supposed to be about. That's
and
not supposed to
also
be.
I agree with that,
and
but that's
also,
different than go ahead.
but when I mean, oh man, you make a perfect point. So if because I hear this all the time. Well, they choosing to come up here. If it's under coercion, do you really have a choice?
who's coming over conversion? What Latino is coming over here on the conversion?
If I install dictators in your country and they throwing y'all out of airplanes, is that coercion?
Hey, you
Or if
still
I
tell
put or,
you didn't
or
have
if
to
I
come to
put
America. You didn't have to come to America.
where else you
it's a
gonna
lot.
go?
It's a bunch of countries out there, Shawty.
It's a bunch. It's a bunch of
You
countries.
literally didn't hold on. What's the closest one that they can really get to that's not a narco state?
See. No, hold on.
No,
I
wait,
can't
real
go with
quick.
this.
America is the most logical place to come to because that's the place that gives people who aren't even citizens rights. Nobody else gives non-citizens rights.
It make the most sense. And especially make the most sense. But do you think that if we understand the dynamic of what's causing people to come here, right? Right? We understand the push factor. Why are we not asking? It's a two-pronged effect. It's a two-pronged attack. It's not just close our border, because regardless of if we close it or not, if you installing dictators that's throwing people out of planes, they're gonna find some way to get here. So it can't just be like close the border down. You also have to petition your government to stop behaving a certain type of way?
All right.
Or is that too far for you?
No. You could petition and do anything, but I mean, us regular citizens.
I
I mean,
find it
unless you,
strange that people believe they can get the government to get them reparations, but then when we say we can try to get them to do
Devin.
anything else, we can't get them to do shit.
No. I said we can take your approach and also
He just
call
turned
ICE.
it up. Damn it.
That's what I said.
Steve,
For me, it's not either or, because your
I'm over
approach
here
is
boiling,
going
Chief.
to your approach will take time. It'll take organization. It'll take a lot of stuff. But picking up the phone and calling ICE, a 2-year-old could do that, right?
Okay, we gonna revisit this. We're gonna revisit this in 8
Hey, put the
years,
number
right?
in the chat,
We're
Quincy.
gonna
I'll
revisit this
call
in
him.
8 years.
Okay, cool.
Keep the Discord and the channel going for another 8 years.
Hell no.
Listen,
This ain't no
I'm gonna be
8-year
honest.
project.
I cannot guarantee that Discord is gonna be going for
keep
more.
the Discord
That shit
in.
might make it another week. I'll be getting. You know how they say black fatigue? I'll be getting Discord fatigue. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, the Discord, man.
It's
I'm
not
so
even a
tired
real
of.
place. It's not a real place.
Hey man, we was
look,
in that joint tough this week. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah. Listen, the week after anything that actually is like FBA topic based, it's always like its own thing. That's
You
why.
did this.
Nah,
I
man.
be forgetting like the recoil. Things be having recoil, and then I be like, oh damn,
Johnny,
it's like
they
a
was in
headache
there
the next
going.
week.
The swirl debate this week was crazy, man. It
So,
Hey,
was.
look.
so real quick,
Yeah,
the
I
reason
can't
why
even.
it's easier to get reparations done is because all of our history
Easier.
is documented, legislated, and
Man,
listen, and it's
They
all been
kicking
all of our
essay in the
history has been
mouth.
broken, and they already have been proven to give
oh man,
reparations to other people. Let me finish.
Oh, let
What
me finish.
what you talking about is creating a whole new system with a mixture of new immigrants that are in the Congress, and then you got old immigrants that are in the Congress. So that's what's butting heads. That's why it's going to be hard. So the only way it's going to work one way or the other is if you get more of the old immigrants back into Congress, or you get more of the new immigrants back in. And then the new immigrants are obviously going to vote in favor of bringing in illegals and undocumented and things like that.
And who is
the
the old
reality of it
immigrants?
is
To be
none of
clear,
it's none of it's gonna
Listen,
change because Americans talk a good game, but then the moment when they get a chance and they got to do some contracting work, they gonna go with who's cheaper themselves.
damn
So
right.
everybody talks a great game, and you
Look
know.
at you. You're like,
yeah,
yep.
but cheap, Chief is
You like,
relative,
viva la
man.
raza. Look at you, viva la raza.
I don't know. I wasn't
Hey,
talking about
muy bueno, mi amigo.
you gotta
Muy
deal with
bueno.
you gotta
Muy
deal with
bueno.
the labor that's there now. He dealing with what's available now. But
yeah.
like,
Listen,
We look for
Steve
black
was saying-
contractors first.
I
Hey, tell
actually did. Listen,
but a lot of them have been
Johnny actually
They done been
inside the
undercut.
spot where
because
we
you
was
got to think
talking
about it.
about the black contractors,
You got to think
and
about it.
it sent me a dub, boy.
Think about
That's
this.
the worst part about it. Like my family, they just did a little refinance on the spot, and they said we gonna get some black contractors.
Because I got a question. Like, think
You'll
about
go
this
broke trying to support.
think about this purely from an economic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to contract, and you said I'm gonna go with black contractors, and black contractors are not using illegal labor. They typically using other black
That
legal
was my
labor.
point. That was my
Yeah,
point.
they were.
So they gotta pay them a certain type of wage, and they going up against white folk who willing to subcontract out to get any Joe Blow to do it, or you going straight to Joe Blow themselves.
And
In that type of
sorry.
in that type of dynamic, if that's the setup, that's why black people lose their trade skills because the economy kicks them out because everybody else is willing to undercut them with cheap labor.
And the work conditions
like
as
that.
well. Because Q, you mentioned how quick they put that up, right? And it was like 4, 5, 6, 7 of them over there. Dude,
They was in bad work conditions too.
Right. So
Terrible.
I'm saying, just as Americans, we gonna have we gonna have standards and expectations as a worker that they won't.
And that's why AI is the only solution. That's why AI is the only solution.
As long as we ain't talking about creatives.
Yeah, as long as we're not
No,
talking
we
about
gonna take
creators.
your bars too, Q.
Yeah, I'm not talking
No
about
more
creators.
bars.
Nah,
AI is
listen,
the only
I just need people to pull up to the studio and want to pretend like they know something. That's all I need.
because what we really asking for is for our work or for the productivity in the
Yeah.
country to lower the cost of goods, right? That's why you lower the cost of the labor input. Like if you got a business, you got all these inputs. Usually labor is the biggest input. You
But
know,
Steve, I imagine in you saying that AI is the answer, then that means you also are saying that UBI is also the answer.
because even whatever you call it, UBI or whatever, if you create a world in which productivity is so abundant, it essentially makes the cost of stuff insignificant. And you can see that in certain stuff that's produced, like TVs. You can produce TVs at a fraction of a cost that you can, produce now because the technology is so much better.
I didn't know that TVs hit the like you can get the 55 inch for 190. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's because the phones
Like
have taken
TVs
over
are almost
TVs.
to the point where you could punch one and not
But
get
you
hurt.
see this,
So the TVs took over the movie theater, and then the phones took over the TVs.
but if you go look at a chart of goods that's actually like went down in like today's dollars, it's stuff in which the productivity in that industry has gotten like easier to produce that thing. So like TVs is easier to produce, cell phones is easier to produce, so forth, so on.
Text
So when
messages.
so when you look at that stuff on the chart, that stuff is going down. And if
It's
in the
demand
best
though
case,
too. It's not a lot of demand for TVs when you got people uh, living non-traditional lives, like they're living out of hotels and things like that. So it's a bunch of things.
damn, yeah, that's California, old man. I don't know if they got them like that,
No,
living
but
out of the
the reason I
hotels
know
like
this is because
that.
when I
Oh,
went to my
they
private
degenerates if
mailbox.
they living out of hotel back here,
No,
Steve.
that's how it's been. I forgot what I called
Nah,
it, but
That's
it's
degeneracy right
alternate
there.
living. It's alternate living because
nah, live.
it's cheaper for people to live out of hotels, and then because of our residency rights here in
Oh yeah, that's
California,
California. That's California.
they
Yeah.
if they're there more than 30 days, they can claim it as their like rental place. So
Living in a
You
hotel
talking
in
about a
California
hotel room?
yeah,
But you gotta think about how much higher rent is in
it's
California than
crazy.
it's
Yeah,
like North Carolina.
it's
Like you
crazy.
pretty much just doubling up.
So you
Yeah.
yeah,
just but so they be living out the hotels like
yeah.
Yeah,
regular
If
folks.
like $1 million house in California is nothing.
it's a regular house.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
shit.
I just didn't know how people were adapting to that,
Yeah,
Look,
but
that's how people are
that makes
adapting. So
sense.
you
That
had the
makes
people
sense.
in
I
the
just didn't
van
know.
in their cars, then in vans, and now everyone's like in hotels. So they can still live like a similar life that they would if they had their own place, but at least
And not be
they're not in.
homeless.
They're homeless. Yes.
nah, yeah,
But you're not
California is.
homeless if you live in a hotel. Like that's a
Hey,
No,
nice
you're
way to live.
homeless. They're
I
hey,
homeless.
if
I
y'all
ain't
technically,
never
seen,
heard a nigga that lived in a hotel
Yeah.
saying
So
they
when
was
you say
not
homeless,
homeless.
we all
but
think of
if
somebody
you
who's a bum. These aren't bums. These are regular people that can't afford homes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
California
Cali
homeless
different.
is like saying
oh,
somebody
California homeless different.
like if you see somebody
Yeah.
homeless in California that's on the street, that's really they really got a mental health issue
Yeah. Yeah.
for the most
Okay.
part. But a lot of they built a parking lot where I'm at,
Hmm.
and it's just like you park your car there and you sleep. And they put a porta potty up there and they
Niggas don't
put
be
like
getting
a
robbed out there in LA.
nah because it's
Oh, that's
because
San
it's
Diego.
so it's got a whole like gate check or whatever.
Gym memberships up because that's where you go and shower, and that it's this whole
Mm.
system behind it.
mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hey, have y'all seen Demolition Man, right?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah,
It's a
back in
good
the day.
movie,
Yeah.
man.
You saw how the halves was all living nice and it just pushed everybody underground.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna be real with you, man, because look, Steve, I like with me and you actually don't disagree with much, to be honest with you.
You just don't
But
want to do no real work. It's not that you
oh
don't
no, no,
disagree.
no. I do the real work and I call ICE. That's all I'm saying. I never said I wouldn't do it.
You can multitask. Yeah.
Y'all
that's all
funny.
that's all
I
I
ain't
was
gonna
really
knock
saying.
it. Long as you willing to do the real work too, I'm gonna let you do whatever
hey, just
we
call them
gotta do to
after the
get you
work.
in there. Whatever we
Right.
gotta do to get you in the fight.
Right. But
Do
see,
the work, then call them.
right, but
That's
see,
the real after hour show.
Right, but going back to what you were saying earlier about all the money kind of getting pushed up to the top and the workers getting squeezed out, dude. Like when you look at all the angles, right, between AI killing a lot of junior developer jobs, everything getting shipped overseas as far as the outsourcing goes to India and all of that stuff, and then you turn around when it comes to the physical labor, right? That's all being taken over by cheap labor from people who are illegals or whatnot. It really is looking like it's good like it'll damn it like be like Demolition Man, like
But
where
I
it'll
and
be
I
like
told
it'll be a stark it'll be a stark difference between the have and have nots, because all the avenues where we used to get money or what used to get money, it's either shipped off or done by you know what, it's kind of like the illegals are pulling the wages down. Like Q, you said earlier
Yeah.
about what we take the pay cut, and what I was trying to jump in and say was that it shouldn't be a pay cut, because if you remove all the illegals, then the wages should be what they should be. They should be a standard wage across the board, because we can't slide it over to some people who don't even supposed to be here. So it's like everything's just kind of getting gutted, and the wages getting pulled down. The middle class jobs are getting snatched away with either by AI out or outsourcing. And it's just looking like it's gonna be like Demolition Man damn near in about 100 or so years, man. If that.
I mean,
Well,
I will
AI without
always
UBI is Demolition Man.
I will always say this: your view or your worldview of AI, or whether it's gonna be good or bad, is largely determined by what you believe is politically possible. And because we mostly understand that most Americans don't have no type of class consciousness, no type of political understanding. When they think about AI, the only framework that they can think about it from is from a dystopian framework. And that's just simply because our politics ain't right. If your
Hey Steve,
politics is
let me
right,
jump in really, really quickly. So,
okay.
and I'm gonna throw it right back to you. I'm gonna click start on this. This is gonna put us at 5 minutes left on this conversation, and we're gonna hop back into the quote unquote topic of the evening.
Okay,
It's
yeah, you
still
right.
adjacent to it, but we're
Three
gonna hop
minutes.
back
Put
and
three minutes on there.
restart it.
Put
Put
3 minutes.
3 minutes. We don't need all the time, Q.
Oh, now listen, if you and old man both speak, it's gonna be 5
Oh, I'm
minutes.
not.
Nah,
I'm done. I'm done on this topic.
I'm gonna finish it up.
Okay.
But I mean, essentially, all our solutions is like there really does need to be a real education about where do our power lie as people who work and labor in the economy. And for the last 50 years, we've been disconnected from that, and we view ourselves only as individuals, and viewing ourselves only as individuals is beneficial to the people who can exploit individuals, take advantage of individuals, displace the middle class, so forth, so on. So it's just like there really does need to be a reorientation of like what we believe politically. Like we can't believe in unabashed capitalism and then on the same hand be complaining about they bringing in cheap labor and they bringing in this or they outsourcing jobs or because if we talking about capital and before we even add any other stuff on there, capitalism is about competition. And if we know anything about competition, it's to win. And so you want to win and be the only person left in which you can then dictate to everybody else what to do. And that's basically what happened. We got 7 or 8 companies, major companies that done won, and those 7 or 8 companies get to dictate everything that happens to us. So we need to really like have some come to Jesus moments to some of these ideologies that we claim that we believe, and reconcile that. I ain't saying you gotta be Karl Marx, but this current framework, you already see that this current framework don't work. Why would you continue to double down on this framework? Because this framework is the same framework that said slavery was okay because it made a lot of money.
Hey,
You you know.
no cap, bro. No cap.
No cap. But all right, so fellas, it look like we have 51 seconds to spare. But I'm a I'm gonna steer it, I guess, back to the conversation, and I'm gonna re-ask the question that I asked earlier. And yeah, I feel like now that we don't have everybody agreeing with each other, me, Johnny, and A Black ain't really the best panel. We just gonna be like, yep, I agree with
You know
that
what?
too.
I can see what you're saying.
Right. You
That,
gotta have
that's
a
because
wild
that's
card like
because
a
that's
G.
because y'all real friends and y'all already know kind of how y'all each think. So it's,
Oh, listen, like
I think all y'all
me,
my
me, me,
friends,
me, me and G
honestly.
homies, but G a wild card. G gonna like G's me on the To Be Fair show.
G
Like
wouldn't let me get them anti-capitalism bars off.
he gonna like have a strong stance on like a one word that you gonna say. Shout out FBA Trade. FBA Trade used to be like that as well. You always gotta have a couple people like that just to spice it up. Old man, you're like that. Yeah, you just gotta have like one or two of those just to spice it up sometimes. But I'll re-ask the question, and I'll let it get y'all opinion. It says, "Is there room for coalition in the fight for Black liberation?" Thoughts?
No, not in 2026. Um, so I get we was talking about the Black Panthers earlier, right? And all due respect to the Black Panthers, Martin Luther King, everybody who did their thing to get us where we are, right? But they did it back in the 1960s, 70s, right? That was a different climate, different demographics, different circumstances, right? And I feel like so I'm saying no, and I feel like a lot of times people try to use our history against us to try to not blackmail, what's the word, shame us into taking the same stance for standing for everyone else. When the gist is, the truth is, well, that was the stance in 1966, 1975 or whatever, right?
About 60 years ago.
Right. It's a different time, and I want to, how would the Black Panthers feel 60 years later when they got 60 years worth of data to see how immigrant folks deal with us, right? Are they still taking that same stance? Right. If they see how they deal with us and the happiness, Compton used to be a majority Black city. Now it's majority Latino, So, I mean, and we ain't talk about Miami. I'm sure I heard about Miami. They the worst down in Miami. So
when you say they, who you mean?
The Cubans. Oh, them Latinos, mainly them Cubans. Them Cubans are super racist. Super
Oh
racist. I
yeah,
had a
soon as they touch down, they forget where they came from.
Yeah,
I mean, but you got to understand where the ones who get over here are from.
Well, no, you know what? We ain't gotta understand it. That ain't
No,
our problem.
you
That ain't
do
our problem.
because
We gotta understand how it affects us.
Well, hey Steve, let him finish up, and then I'll talk to you.
Yeah, I veered off, but ultimately, I'm just saying, the coalition thing, man. It's like, hey, it probably was good for a certain time, but look, man, we've tried it. We like the girl trying to find a boyfriend, trying to connect, a pygmy, always trying to connect with somebody and link up with somebody, and everybody use us for their personal gain. They use our legacy, they use our history, they use our influence, our cultural cachet for their personal gain, and then they leave us. And then they leave us in the bed in the wet spot every
Q,
single time.
Q just said black people hoes, man. You just said black people some hoes.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Quincy just went crazy. I also like to say that I personally like to move away from talking about any version of red pill shit because it always ends in somebody calling you a simp.
I didn't think that was red pill, but okay.
No. It's a joke that's meant for the Discord. But yeah. Nonetheless, Steve, I think you had rebuttal.
Oh no, it's just like even when we talking about like the groups and stuff they brought over, it's like if you ever look at Cuba and see the Cubans like this there and the Cubans that get to come here, those is two very distinct groups. That's why Assata Shakur could like escape to Cuba and then
disappear
and be okay for 60 years, live out her life and die. Like, it's a racial dynamic even within these places in which
That's
we
all of
say these.
Latin. That's all of South America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even in Venezuela, the Venezuelans that come here look very different than when you used to look at them Venezuelans.
No matter where you go here in this world, when it comes down to us, and I'm talking about us as Black Americans, everybody wants to do what we do, but nobody wants to be us. They want to act like us, take everything we have, and then look down on us. We are the only people that person can come from a third world and look down on. That's the truth. We are the ones that they do it to, and they've been doing it to us forever. So everybody wants us to have somebody. Oh, we need people to help us out. They said, who the hell gonna help us out? Nobody. Everybody looks down on us, and nobody ever talks about that. This the whole fact. That's why we don't have allies, because no matter who we have as allies, or we can try to claim being an ally, they're really not an ally. They are a user and an abuser.
I'm gonna be
That's
honest
what they
with you.
are.
Let
Hey,
me
but
get
hold
some of
on.
this.
Hey, but
Let
time
me
out,
get some
time
of
out.
this.
I got a question. It's like, because like if you look at like most wars, even like NATO, like allies are very like important when it comes to
Who
like
the hell is our
strategic.
ally? Who likes us? Who the
Unc,
hell
I'm
likes
about
us?
to ask. I'm about to ask you, Unc. I'm what I'm saying, but you don't think that like everybody else needs allies, and you don't
We,
think that we have, and but you think it's possible for us to like maybe present something to where we could get an ally. You don't think there's nobody on the planet that's would be willing to ally with us?
We don't
no,
need them.
nobody likes us. What the
Gotcha.
fuck don't you understand about that? Nobody likes us. We are
Hey,
all we have is us. We are all we have.
no, I got you. So I'll toss you this question. I asked it
Well, I want
earlier.
to say something on this
Um,
topic. I didn't get to say anything.
okay. I think
Okay,
I wrote
so
down the question. I didn't know.
so
Go
the
ahead. You can say
coalition,
it. Okay.
with anybody, it's not going to happen ever. All this stuff that's going on now has always happened in America. The immigrant has always brought over more immigrants to keep black people, the indigenous population, down. That is no different. Nothing's different that's happened in the history of the United States of America is happening now, right? It's just probably less violent. All right. So
Okay.
as far as being in alliance with, say, anyone from Latin America, not going to happen until they don't even acknowledge their black indigenous people in their own homeland. So how are they going to alliance with us when they think they're different than those people who are actually black indigenous, and they take on their identity when they're here in America and say they're indigenous, but really they're more closer to the European colonizer, the Spanish conquistador, or whatever it's called.
Conquistadors.
Conquistadors.
But see, I got another
And
question.
now with
why do y'all think
let
we
me just
don't
speak on. Let
need
me finish.
allies?
Let me finish. The
He,
Africans.
he got 58 seconds, Johnny.
Yeah, the
Let him finish.
Africans, they can't even get their stuff straight and work with each other's tribes in Africa. So that's out. They're a lost cause. They're done. The only thing that saved them is because they look similar to us, but they completely gone. Now the problem is these Caribbeans are so lost and confused. I don't know what to do with them because they're the only ones that could possibly, kind of unite with us because we have similar histories.
Okay,
But they all
give
over
them
the
a
place.
chance. Give
They
them a
want
chance, old
they
man.
want to side with everybody but us. They fight
Hey, I
so
don't even
hard.
know if that statement was on code that he just said. He said a couple possible to the
But think
SBA.
about it. Think about it. Because look, they're
A
part of Black
chance.
history in some ways, like with biracial,
Slavery.
people, but
Black
they
history.
have their own heritage month, right? They're a part of our Black what's it called, the Black caucus, but they have their own caucus.
The
Like,
CBC.
so it's like we only have our caucus, so there's no one we can really
That's
ally with, so
Nobody
it's
likes us.
So fellas,
Even the
cool.
Caribbeans talk trash about us.
Listen,
Everybody talk trash about us.
I'm gonna throw to you first. So, and Peter, shout out to Peter. Peter been he been spamming the chat.
Carolina boys here. Pete.
Yeah, we're majority in the South. As in North Carolina, South Carolina. We do got some Cali guys over here.
hey, Africa is
And
not
we
about to
got
boom.
Georgia in the building as well.
Hey,
But
Peter,
let me
Africa's not about to boom, buddy.
You said what?
He said Africa's about to boom, like they about to blow up and take off and do something.
Oh, you're talking about him.
Yeah,
Okay.
They can't even get along with each other.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
All right, so what I do have to ask y'all would be, what can you say that are things that Black Americans have passed in America that didn't deal with a level of coalition, whether legislate? Yeah, let's go with legislation.
Everything.
Like what? I'm trying to understand.
Everything. All of our achievements. Everything.
So, what are some examples of everything?
Civil rights, freedom,
all right. So we just pointed out that civil rights involved a bunch of different people,
People,
and then
not group.
it also didn't benefit black people.
Yeah, it's that's the
So
point.
like I don't think that would be like a great example because of
It's the perfect example
again,
because
like white
you're
labor
talking about
forces,
groups.
they actually helped in coalition to pass it. Feminists, they helped in coalition to pass it. The LGBTQ helped in coalition to pass it, and
Pass
then
what?
it was also beneficial to them. What would
No.
be something that's
Pass
beneficial
what?
for black people that they have actually that black people alone had pushed to get done?
Civil rights. I keep telling you what
Okay,
it
all right.
is. You
So
want
what would be the example
to bring in everybody, and those people were not a part of it. You
They
have
helped
people just
us.
because you have
They were, but the issue is
No,
that they were a part
no,
of it.
just
That's why
because no.
feminists. So why is
They
it that
no,
white women are the
they benefited
thank you.
off of what was
They
supposed to be ours.
benefited.
They
no,
benefited off of what was
they
supposed to be ours.
benefited because of they made sure that they was in coalition to get what they
No,
wanted.
No,
that's
Q.
not
No,
the
they
history.
All right.
wasn't. They
It
never
was
was
That's
Jewish
not
in
our
people
Wait,
history,
coalition
wait,
with
bro.
us.
It was Jewish
Now,
people that got killed in the South riding trying to
All
Well,
protect.
wait,
That is
wait.
not a
Right
coalition
now
of
you're
people.
just rewriting history.
No,
No,
you
no,
are
But
no.
you can
rewriting
clearly
history,
go
bro.
something.
Can I please
So
just
right now
clarify?
I can't look up and find feminist
No,
organizations
you
no.
gotta
and white.
understand. You can go to New York
Okay.
right now. You go
Q,
to
can
New
I?
York right now, and the Jewish people got their own little police force and all this
Yeah.
shit. And I'm
But
just
they
being
helped
honest
us
with you.
too.
And
But,
No,
but
no,
that,
no.
that,
black
that,
Hold
that
on.
ass up
has
out of
nothing to
there.
do with if they voted and if they
Hey,
pushed to pass the civil
can I
rights
please?
law and
Can I
made
please?
sure it had
They don't
influence.
accept you. They
Can I
don't
please get
accept
some
you as an
clarity?
equal.
But those are different points though. Like
I know, no.
saying
Q,
if something benefited you is different than
Q,
if they work with you to
We do
pass a
need help,
law.
Q,
y'all. Like we
Q,
need
Q.
help.
Hold on. Can I
Okay.
please clarify?
Crazy.
Because
Yes,
you
sir.
talk because I'm gonna tell you that the main reason why everybody's disagreeing right now is because
Okay.
when
Yes,
you
sir.
said not A Black, what my boy in the blue hat,
Johnny.
he just said Jewish people helped us, right?
Okay.
See, I think y'all are conflating a handful of people from another group as if that represents the whole group coming to help black people, right? I'm not saying some Jewish people didn't pass. I'm not saying some Latinos didn't help. I'm not saying
So
some white people didn't help. But let
Quincy, let me ask you this then.
well, let me can I land? Can I land?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Right. But what I'm saying is black people got this thing where we think because one Latino cool, we just go carte blanche for all Latinos. Or
Right, but
one
like
white
that's a
person cool.
mischaracterization of what actually happened. Like if we're putting it inside the minimal, like the reality is that passing the law, it was way more white people that voted to pass it than black people.
That's politicians doing what politicians
But also
do.
That's a coalition.
I think y'all
That is
this is
not a
the
coalition.
I think this the issue that because we so far removed from the Civil Rights Act in the Civil Rights period, nobody actually understand what it is to be in a coalition. Coalition is not simply just saying we a group together. There's litmus tests, there's code, there's conduct that you can't do. So for example, if it was the civil rights movement and you were gonna call yourself to be a part of whatever civil rights and whatever version of it was, you couldn't. It was no way possible you could be in community with them and then be, racist like the way in which the Republicans were. You had to believe in civil rights. You like there's literally a whole story of LBJ. He wants to pass his agenda. Martin Luther King wants to pass his agenda. They both have that understanding. LBJ is not just saying, I'm gonna do it out of the kindness of my heart, but it was necessary at that point in order for him to get the necessary votes for him to have a coalition with somebody else.
But
Definitely, it's undeniable to say there wasn't a coalition
That's
there.
not a party or group. A coalition is a group.
It was
No. I think
They
this is
said
the
that we
problem.
passed it,
Y'all
black
think
people
that
will vote for
Temporary alliance
Democrats.
of
we
political
don't
parties
need.
forming a government or of states. You're
Yeah,
talking
see-
about few important people. Like we talk.
We not even.
It's
We
not
talking.
you. It's not. Oh my
The
God.
labor
I read the
unions.
definition to you, so you can't tell me that's not it. I just read the definition.
The definition is what?
All right. Coalition, an alliance for combined action, especially a temporary alliance of political parties forming a government or of states.
That's literally the civil
Hey,
rights
so old
movement.
man,
Yeah,
when
like,
they
I don't understand. Like, what could you be
when
arguing
Like, hold on,
LBG
pause.
when
Before we even
LBG
give our
said
point,
What party
black people
allowed?
gonna vote for Democrats for the next 60 years, didn't that mean some kind of coalition that he was gonna do something to help us out? Like they knew that, they
No,
they
that
worked
you
together.
say they when you should be saying he.
But did the Democratic Party align with black people to get this thing passed?
So this is what I
This
want
what
y'all to
Democratic
understand.
Party didn't align with black
This is my
people.
understanding. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Who passed the civil rights bill?
Actually, it took the Republicans to vote it in. The
Democratic.
Listen, the
Republicans passed it.
The Democratic Party was
One
in
of them
leadership,
helped us.
but the Republicans, it was a bipartisan. See, this is when I said last week, it's going to be a bipartisan thing that gives us reparations. It was a bipartisan with civil rights too, but the Democrats take credit for it because they had a Democratic leader in charge at the time.
But also, it's not that they just took credit because a Democratic leader was in charge. In 1964, the Republican candidate was he not only voted against it, who would have been the president if he would have won. He also said after he won, he would repeal the Civil Rights Act. And if the bill would have came to him while he was in the presidency, he would have vetoed it. Like it's history to this
but
stuff.
that's one person. The people,
people
that
just
voted in are
coalition.
Congress.
Damn, boy,
it's a Congress, a group of people.
That's a
but if you have a group of people that would have voted for
and
the
this
president,
is the leader of that
if
people.
you have like a group of people, say the Young Patriots that all petitioned for it, or let's just say like one of the random groups of feminists that all was pushing for this, like we're naming a bunch of different coalitions that are pushing to get a similar bill passed.
We don't need
coalitions. The people that passed it are not a group of coalitions.
So I got a question.
Listen, those are politicians hired to vote on legislation. They were doing their job.
Who voted those politicians that?
Who voted the politicians
the citizens of America?
And how did we? And what was the get out to vote during that time? What was being used to get out the vote during that time?
They were showing niggas getting hit
the civil rights movements. If you go read, King,
who
King,
were the civil rights groups? Who were the civil rights groups?
NAACP, SNCC. Those are the two main points. The actual
and they're all black, right?
No, they wasn't. The NAACP.
NAACP started by Jewish people.
The NAACP is a coalition of Jews and blacks, and from the beginning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, that's the truth right there.
That's where they got the money from. Go read it.
Not the Jewish community. It's the few.
It sounds like a coalition to me.
No, I already said there has not been a group. There have not been.
Y'all changing the definition of it.
We don't need it to be. We don't need it to be every single citizen of that community.
Listen. I always said black people have always been helped by different people, not groups, individuals of different colors.
But it's not just. It's just.
That's what the NAACP was.
I got a question. Oh man.
Listen. If I'm doing a joint venture and someone has a company and then there's another company and we come together to do something, that is a coalition. What you
name the Jewish people that helped us. Name the Jewish people that helped us.
But old man. So
what are you talking about? Name the Jewish people that helped us.
So old man, in passing, or if you want to say getting elected officials or passing the civil rights legislation, were there more white people that voted for it than black people?
I don't know. Let's count. I mean, we got to go back then.
Of course it was. It was more white people that voted for it.
Right. That sounds like a coalition of.
That's not a coalition. Those are people that were. Those are politicians doing their job.
White people that aren't affiliated with a political party.
Those are hired politicians. Listen, you don't want to hear the answer.
You just use the word.
You don't want to answer. They are not. No.
I got a question, old man.
No.
I got a question, old man.
You said groups, and then we brought up the NAACP, and these are Jewish people working with black people.
I got a question.
It's not a Jewish group, though. That's what you're not understanding.
Hey, okay, I got one for you. Hold on. Hold on. Answer this. Is the ACLU and the NAACP working together a coalition?
Yeah, if they did, the ACLU and if they came together.
Well, that's an easy Google search. That's an easy Google search.
So to search it.
That's an easy Google search.
Google it.
That's an easy Google search,
So
man.
search it.
ACLU was founded in 1920.
Okay.
Do y'all not know the history of the ACLU?
No,
I thought you
please
were gonna
tell
do the
us.
Google search.
Like, how, like this was crazy. How do
Hey,
y'all
I
talk
would
so
love to
confidently about stuff and y'all don't even
The
know the history?
ACLU
tell them, Steve. I like history lessons.
Like the
alive.
ACLU is one of the most preeminent legal organizations. It might be some shit now, but during the civil rights case, they was defending everybody from Black Panthers to Weather Underground. You name it.
So it was. I'm trying to follow
Is
you.
that a
It's a
coalition?
coalition.
Is that a coalition?
Hold on, I'm trying to Google AC to see exactly who that is. It said American. It said American Civil Liberties Union, but like, who is it though?
Are prominent civil rights organizations that often collaborated, combining their strength to fight for equality.
But who? But I'm asking who? Who are they? Is it
It's
Jewish
not black
or
people.
who are
It's
they?
not black people.
It's everybody else.
It's everybody
Okay.
else.
So
Is that a coalition?
In that moment, that would have been a coalition. Yes.
Okay. Is
Got
the
'em.
is the
Got
t-
'em.
is the
Got 'em.
Teamsters hold on? Is the Teamsters Union supporting civil rights with the NAACP and SNCC? Is that a coalition?
I don't know the teacher union. I don't know that one.
Yep, it is.
You said the Teamsters.
The Teamsters is a bunch of.
The Teamsters supported the civil rights movement.
That's definitely a coalition.
Is the ACL
It's not a game.
Is the AFL is the AFL?
Yeah, but when you say support, that's
But
not
you
a
gotta-
coalition.
Supported in what way?
Supported monetarily, financially, marching, protesting, voting, striking, withholding their labor.
And who?
You do
who is that
understand
group?
who the Teamsters were, though, don't you?
Yeah,
The
I'm
Teamsters was
asking
the
you.
mob. That was the
Who
mob.
they were ran by. Who
That
they
was
were
the
ran
mob.
by.
It don't matter. Were they in coalition
They
to
don't
support?
like black people, don't you? You
But
do
were they in?
understand that they are racist
But the mob
towards
was a
black people,
coalition.
right?
Right. But you're saying, like, being in coalition doesn't mean that you have to agree on everything.
It doesn't.
Trying to
It mean
done
at this
a
point
specific
we
thing.
got terms and
A
conditions
share
that
of
we.
mutual goal.
You got to think. LBJ was gonna be the best president for labor at that time, so it made sense for the labor unions to get with whoever coalition. That's coalition to get with whoever was gonna be able to help us support getting the labor president over the line.
So
There's a whole bunch of
the
much more
temporary
factors
So the
going
temporary
on here.
coalition it was a temporary coalition to serve their own
It
purpose.
don't care if it's a temporary coalition. You trying to rewrite history and act
No,
like
I'm not. No. I'm not.
The thing
I'm
is
asking,
that a
I'm asking for
coalition
clarity.
is temporary by
And
definition.
it got it done.
It if it achieved its
Merriam
means
Webster
and
say temporary.
if it achieved its means and goals for that
that's
time,
the
it
that's
achieved
the
it.
definition I read. It's a temporary thing. Yeah, you got
Alliance
got it
of
done.
distinct parties, persons, or state.
Like,
yeah.
I'm just kind of tired.
And it doesn't matter the motive. So the motive
It doesn't.
good reasons or bad. It doesn't
And I
matter.
kind of get tired of people doing this in the chat and Discord in general. It's like it's so much stuff that's easily Googleable. Like Google, you can just first page find this type of stuff, and then instead of doing that, and when somebody confronts you with that truth, everybody be like, "Oh well, you just making it up."
Wait, I got something against that, Steve.
We didn't do that.
The problem is,
Hold on, you have to listen to this right here.
listen. The problem is, why do we have to Google it and why don't we know it?
Because there's an
Because it
intentional
doesn't happen
purpose.
often.
Y'all niggas ain't pay attention in
Because
history.
there's an
That's why.
Because it
But, oh,
doesn't
man.
happen often.
Nobody
Nobody on this planet can
Oh,
answer.
man.
Nobody on this planet can answer definitively who it would be or who it was.
We learned all this stuff on our own.
Oh,
Everything
man.
Nobody taught you this in school because they don't teach you history. They teach you lies in school.
Because if they
Everything that we know
teach,
right now, we learned on our own. All of us
because
read our
they,
own.
I
Went
learned
to the
some of this in
library,
school.
studied up
I
in the
learned some
past,
of
and
this
now
in
you can
school.
Google everything. You
but if
understand
they
what I'm saying?
teach you, if you understand that they're not gonna teach you everything, and we not gonna seek out the information for ourselves, then how can we get on platforms and in discourse and speak confidently on something that we sit up and admitting saying that nobody taught us?
The thing is it has nothing
I
to do
sought
with
out.
just that right there.
Hey,
the
that's
whole
real, Steve.
point,
That's
Raj,
fact.
and what I see is this.
Sometimes we can say I
Steve.
don't know.
Hey, Steve, I don't think you might not
Sometimes
be
you
able
gotta
to
let
hear me.
other people talk, Steve. Sometimes you do have to do that
Oh,
too.
my
Sometimes.
bad, old man. Oh
You
man, you
understand
know,
what I'm
hold on. Let
saying?
me show my respect.
Unc,
Let me show my
man.
respect to Unc. Let me show my respect to
on.
Unc.
Yeah,
Let me-
good.
What I'm
Hey,
saying
love
is
you,
this right here. We might not. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Can
got
you hear
you.
me? Yeah. The point is not that people don't. It's so much to study out there. You might have studied something that I might not know. I might study something that you might not know. It's so much information out there that it can blow your head up. And you might know a little something that somebody else don't know. Don't mean that you know what I'm saying, that someone's ignorant because they don't know what you know. It's just that they didn't study on that. So everything that you're stating, I could understand that. But the thing is, the blanket statement that everybody is getting down to is that it's certain individuals that came to help. It's not a whole group out there that helps us. And I know what you're saying about coalition being temporary, and yes, it is temporary. And we could use some help temporary. But who? The whole problem is that we can't trust anybody because no matter what happens, we're always infiltrated, and somebody goes back on us and brings us down. And that's what happens time and time again. Every time we let somebody in, they open the door for somebody else that's going to do wrong, or they do wrong their own self. If they keep hiding their hands behind their back while they're kicking us in the ass. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happens to us all the time. And that's why it's almost a fear in us.
And
But
the sad thing is,
I got one more
let
question.
Johnny hop in real quick. Yeah.
I just got one more question. Even when it comes to that, like how much of that could be like attributed like back to us?
Because
It's like
we're too friendly.
But no, it ain't even like too friendly. It's like, what about our infrastructure, our organization? And it's like we know that we know we need people to help us, but we also know we need results also. So like when we
that's
coalition,
the issue. That's what Unc's been
like why?
saying.
But my thing is, it's not that we can't trust in it. Like, you know, you can't trust people when you go out there, but you still got to go and like deal with the motherfucker at the corner store. You still got to
Johnny.
go out and live life, whether you can trust people or not. We have to set up our thing to where we can do business with people.
Listen
Yeah,
what I'm
but
going to
listen,
say to you, Johnny.
I agree with that
The
1,000%.
one thing I can say is this right here. We are a one-legged man in an ass-kicking competition. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even if you won kicking an ass, you're going to land on your ass at the end of the day. And that's what we always do.
So I want to acknowledge. I
better
do want to
swing that
acknowledge
one
something.
leg.
I do want
I just want,
to.
before you do that, can I just say that this is the problem? A coalition, for anyone to help us, they have to get something out of it. Like no one can do it just because it's right, and that's the
Oh, of
problem.
course, yeah.
That's the
I think
problem.
we all agree on that.
But I think
in
the
our
problem
lineage,
is we
in
never got
the Black
anything out
Americans
of it, and
lineage,
we got to do it better.
but listen, in the Black Americans lineage, we do stuff and vote on stuff just because it's the right thing to do, but we won't get that same reciprocal energy. That's the problem.
But we have to set it up so we do. I think that's on us. After
Why we
all
got to
these
set it
years,
up? Our history is written
because
down.
America did. Everybody else set it up to where they were going
Our
feminist
history is
movement, the
written
Jewish movement.
down.
They all set it up to where they were going to get something out of it
You're
after the
right.
coalition.
And you know what?
And so that's
Every
what I'm saying.
time,
It's back on us at
every
the end of
time
the
we
day.
try.
Yeah, but hold on,
Every
Johnny.
time.
Look at Johnny cooking.
Hold on, Johnny. I agree with you, right? But if it's on us and we're saying, hey, in this moment, we gonna be politically selfish. We ain't trying to help everybody out. But then we get pushback from other black people for wanting to be politically selfish.
But no, because we still got to do business. You still got to deal. You still got
But
to
it's
go
not
out
even
and
on this issue.
Hold on,
Let's get off immigration.
Hold on. Everybody else is politically selfish. Every other group in America is politically selfish, and they still do business with everybody else.
Yep.
So that don't mean
we can't just be selfish and not do business with everybody.
Have you?
That's the problem, because everybody else can do it, but we can't. That's the issue that
we got to get better at business, not just get more selfish.
No,
we
the
got to
people
set
gotta
up our
love
shit till
us.
we get
The
more
people
results.
gotta love us.
It ain't
I
about
don't need
love,
nobody.
bro.
I'm sorry. I don't
Ain't
need nobody to
loving
love me, bro.
people. They just had better organization. It wasn't
I
about
don't
no
need nobody
love.
to love me.
Organization.
That's crazy. Oh, they wasn't about no goddamn love. It's about they
That's
had
what
better
I'm trying to
organization.
tell you. We do shit for people out of love of humanity. They don't.
And we do shit without organization also.
Don't skip past this
We
point though.
love without organization.
You're not
That's the
listening to
issue.
what I
You can't
said.
love on them folks
Johnny,
if you ain't got the
You're
organization
not
behind
listening
it.
to what I said.
Johnny, please don't skip past that point. Don't
Love
skip
is
past that
God.
point, Johnny.
Hey, so
Johnny.
let Quincy go. I know he hasn't talked.
No. I was saying, Johnny, don't skip past what he's saying. Like
About
black
what?
people, black people in America, we just do the right thing just because it's the right thing, even to our detriment. even to our detriment. We
But
sit here and
but the solution isn't to stop doing the right thing. The solution is to get better organized and
So
reap
your
the
demand can be
rewards.
met.
but see, the
Right.
thing is,
It's not
hold on.
the solution isn't to stop doing the right
No,
thing. If
but see,
So
that's who we
why
are.
is being black first the wrong thing?
Nobody said that.
Yeah, I don't think that's the point.
I ain't
So
never
that's
said
what
that.
I'm saying. We are doing the right thing.
But you're trying to stop doing the right thing. If you're not trying to help nobody, that's
I
doing the
think the
wrong
civil
thing.
rights.
We
I think
always
Martin
have
Luther
helped
King.
You
people.
stop doing the right thing is to help people. Why do you have to stop doing the right thing?
Johnny, hey, hold on. Haven't we helped people enough? Haven't we helped people enough? They could literally use the 14th Amendment that's supposed to be for us to come over here and drop a baby and get citizenship.
Who used it?
Right. But oh man, not
hold
oh
on.
man. Hey, Quincy,
We've
let's
helped
have a
people
quick.
enough.
No.
We've helped
Quincy,
people enough.
Quincy, let's have a quick back and forth. So
13th Amendment. Sorry, 13th Amendment.
Gotcha.
One of them. Shit.
You on there? You. We know what you're talking about. We know what you're talking about. Birthright citizenship. We know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's up, Q?
I done lost my train of thought.
I'm just saying
that
that we've helped people enough. Black Americans have helped people. The fact that they could come over here and not get their ass whooped is like, come on, bro. Like, what more?
Then go whoop their ass, but how's that gonna help us?
No,
we're helping them right now by staying
Johnny.
inside the house.
I'm
If we
saying-
go
I'm trying to
outside
say-
and be violent, that's going to hurt them.
No, what more do black people need to do to show that, hey, we've done enough for all the people who come to America for them to
We need to get more
That's not the
organized
people your
politically.
problem with.
We need to get
No,
there's a lot we
I'm
could do
I'm talking about
that's
Johnny.
just that black people could do to get more organized to win. Like we do help these people to win politically. We are able to take advantage of the political windfalls that come from
But don't it come a point? But don't it
that's
come?
all I'm saying.
But don't it come a point when you got a table helping everybody else and focus on yourself?
But how are you gonna
true,
focus? But hold on. How are you gonna focus on yourself and try to win a game without getting the allies and not getting support? You can't win this game without having the support.
Johnny, I didn't say forever. I'm saying, what if black people just took a step back, maybe for 5-10 years?
We
really
have.
focus on ourselves and just sit back and let everybody else work this
We
out.
have.
Let Tino.
Quincy,
Yeah.
but and I agree with that statement, but I think that there's space where to get that done still needs coalition. So for example, I would say that there has been a move from black people, especially let's say middle class black men. We'll just use that as like a bear, like a metric. Middle class black men from being like specifically Democrat to now moving over to the other side, Republican, maybe independent. But there's been a lot more of a thought to it, where the idea is that I didn't get my needs wasn't met here. I'll move to the other side to be able to see what's met. There's still coalition that's happening. And this is where I think that there's moments where sometimes I just get stuck in this, and maybe y'all can help me work through it. I don't know if we, as people in general, just like to say things that sound good on the internet and it's clippable, or operate inside like a reality of what can get done, the means of what we're trying to do. So again, if we're looking to get say, and this is why I asked a couple questions, which would be like, what are some of the things that black people isolated by themselves have gotten done, right? What are some legislative bills that have been passed, X, Y, Z? Because if we do have some of those things, okay, all right, maybe we can start. Let's start a conversation down that line of how we got those things passed, and let's go there. But if in general it has been collaborative, I would imagine the smarter thing would be doing what Johnny is saying, where you get your business in order a lot better to make sure that you benefit because of whatever, black, like for example, a lot of black people move to Republican or conservative because they see the ideals aligning more so with what will be beneficial with them as the black person of those means.
I just call bullshit on all that because I don't have to be subordinate to get help from you. Why do I have to be subordinate to myself?
I don't understand where in anything that I don't understand where in anything that I said dealt with subordinacy.
Well,
I never did say that.
What can I? So I think the way this kind of comes off, this whole notion that we need coalition, right? And I think the trick is we say that as if we need others, and we don't see no, they need us, and they've always needed us. We're LeBron on the Cavs in 2016. All the rest of them scrubs on the team, that's the folks who come to this country.
Oh, cool.
They got to get with us
Quincy,
to get
We ain't
stuff
got
done.
no rings
cool.
though.
But Quincy, my thing is that that's not like we can even agree. Let's agree on that point. I still think that LeBron on the Cavs needed teammates because if not, he'd been going 105 and hit a loss. And
yeah, but those teammates
as
never had a ring.
That, it means that LeBron I take offense
to you using sports as an example. We're more intellectual.
I didn't start. I did.
I take offense to it, man. You don't have to dumb it down for us. You speak to us like men.
Well, no, hey, that was me. That was me. That was me. That was me that used LeBron.
I don't care about no LeBron, no basketball team, none of that.
I think you're talking to Quincy. Like,
hey, apologize, Quincy.
I'm talking to all of y'all.
Well, I ain't apologizing, but I was just pointing out that was me. I was saying that don't get a smoke.
Y'all done insulted old man intelligence talking about that damn sports ball.
When y'all ready to talk basketball, we can talk basketball. But if we talking politics, let's talk politics.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, Black Americans. I promise to God, this is one of those things that I've kind of just my eyes opened up in the last like 8 to 10 years. I was always on some. I never viewed us as being as special and as significant to this country and this world as we are. I always just view all Black, we all people of color, blah 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 blah. But when you take a step back and you see who brings what to the table, and you see who's stepping on whose shoulders and who's back and who's linking up with who to get stuff done, everybody got to come to us. You know, so for me, like if we're like the superpower, we sitting here, we're the one that everybody got to come to. Then why we got to reach out? Like we got enough to actually just take care of. I'm not saying cut people off forever. I'm just saying, hey, just take a step back for a little bit.
But Quincy, all I'm saying is that I can like if I'm going to understand and agree with your point, I would then ask, what would you say Black people using that mindset have gotten accomplished?
We've never had the mindset to sit back and be politically selfish. That's the thing. We've never.
But what is being politically selfish mean? It sounds like it still deals with joining coalition, which would be
no.
But it'll be people that align with our ideology. I don't to me it's hard, especially on the starting blocks of it, getting Black only policies passed in comparison to being smart about it, as Johnny was saying, where you get policies passed that benefit Black people first. And then you eventually move to Black only policy, where like we can point to a bunch of different immigrant groups that did that, where they joined on the back of, as you said, LeBron, and they got policies passed until they got their leverage politically to pass the policies individually that was stop Asian hate or some shit like that. Like that's the game that ends up happening, but it all starts with coalition from what I've seen. And to the point that you were saying, I do agree that Black people make everything move, but it just means that we've been exploited.
Yeah, but don't you, given what you just said, right? Given what you just said, we've done enough coalitions, right? We according to Steve, he was pointing out our historical stuff. We've done enough coalitions. So why is there still this push that for us to achieve anything, we need to lean more on more coalitions? Like we've been doing it.
I think that but Johnny answered that question. Like it's doing better business. So if somebody is getting more out of the deal than you are, then that means you didn't come to the bargaining table the correct way.
Yeah, but see, that's a mindset
but if we can't name anything that we got done by ourselves, to me, again, I'm open to learn something. But if y'all are not giving me any actual examples that don't deal with coalition, then that's where I'm saying, like, I can exit first.
But the problem is this right here. We're in the year 2026. In the year 2026, why is it that we're still talking about this bullshit? Why is it that we still going through this? Why are we sitting here right now arguing amongst black men on here? Now listen, let me finish.
Why are we?
Why we sitting here right now and all the stuff that we have done, everything that we do, no matter what, we're still looked down on by other people. We help others out. We do this and so and so, whatever. Every time we try to come together, as I keep telling y'all, they kick us in the ass and kick us to the side. We might start something, but they'll come and take it over. And because no matter
you
what
think
you
what we've done
minority,
you think our problem is that we've been too nice and we've done too much of the good thing, or that we haven't been organized? To my thing, it's like, of course we've helped people and we've done things, but the reason why we haven't got where we got is because of not being educated, not knowing, being ignorant to stuff.
Being educated.
All that is false, man. How you portray black people is crazy, Johnny. What are you talking about not being organized? We've been some of the most organized people in America. That's why everybody wants to latch onto our movements.
So then, old man, with that said,
I can't say that.
But so, old man, with that said, if we are the most organized in America, what are the things that you would say have been accomplished through that organization in getting legislation passed for black people? Because again, it sounds like other people on the panel have said that black people still getting their ass kicked.
He didn't say that we were the most organized. He said we one of the most organized.
No, he said we are the most
organized. He didn't say the most.
My bad. Did you say the most organized?
I said the most organized.
Yes.
Okay.
Out of all the non-white groups in America,
do you understand who we are? We are the largest diversity. We are the most diverse.
What organization do we have that looks out?
We are the most diverse
in modern day in politics.
We are the most diverse, largest ethnic group in the United States of America. That's why everyone latches on to us.
It's not organization, though.
What was your question, Johnny? What did you say? Could you repeat that?
No, he said that we're the most organized, and I said we don't. I said our problem is not that we've been too nice or that we've been too good or too moral.
That is a problem.
Our problem is that we haven't had enough organization and enough information about how to play the game. It's not that we were too nice.
That's a false statement. Everything that has happened, the advancement of the United States has been because of us.
It's infiltration.
No, it's been because people exploited us and we didn't know.
Right.
It's infiltration.
People exploited us. It's been because we didn't know how to stop them from exploiting us.
It's been both.
We were the inspiration. We were the spark, but we weren't the logs that kept the fire. Like we started a lot, and I ain't trying to take nothing away from us, but we got to understand, like, we have to work with other people. That's how this country.
No,
Johnny, you're wrong. That's false.
You got that wrong, Johnny.
You got that wrong, buddy.
No, we the log in the fire, bro. We
are the flame.
This
is our country,
bro.
our land.
Spark.
Dude, we everything, dude.
Well, then how come we ain't where we want to be then?
Because people hate us.
Everybody hate us. That you don't understand that we are the most hated people in the whole world. Black Americans are the most
outside
hated
of them
people
hating
in the whole
us.
world.
What kind of organizations they use to take advantage of us? Do
you know how organized you have to be if all groups of people hate you?
What kind of organization
want
do
to
we
be
have
ahead
that
of
can
you?
match
You know how
government?
strategic and organized and smart you have to be to get as much as we have? When you know they don't even want us on this country. They want us in Liberia or somewhere in Africa. We are the most organized in the United States of America. That's why we have achieved.
Yeah,
I hate when people belittle us and say we are this and that. And we haven't done anything without other people. America would not be what it is today. America.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, fuck them. Let's go get it. Fuck them. Let's go get it.
Hey, Johnny. Let me
let's go get it.
Hey, Johnny.
Fuck them. Like I'm black as hell. Let's go get it then.
But see, if we need to, if other people are
and I'm FBA, Lisa. This motherfucker trying to tell me I ain't American.
Yeah, so look,
FBA is hell.
Oh, someone say you're not American?
Somebody tried to.
Hey, y'all. He's a host. He's just keeping the conversation going, y'all.
And I'm FBA as hell too. I'm FBA as fuck.
They with us, chat. Johnny with us, chat.
They call.
They just. Hey, you convinced them.
Hey, they call me Dominican or something. Don't put that H guy.
But look, Johnny.
Hey, they just playing the contrarian role, chat. Don't worry, they good.
Yeah, because let me just say this, man.
FBA in hell, shorty. I'm
Hey,
probably
old
more.
man, then brought them
I'm
FBA
more
hitters with
FBA
him
than you,
over here to the
shorty.
chat, man.
She said you a god.
She light skinned as hell. She half FBA anyway. You can't talk to me like that. You half
Johnny
Hey,
gotta
look,
say
FBA.
she diluted.
Hey, look, Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
She
Hey, just
high
real quick.
yellow talking about I ain't FBA. She high
Come on,
yellow.
She
Johnny.
diluted,
Look.
Johnny.
Anybody who high
Yeah.
yellow diluted, bro. They
Yeah,
can't
she
talk.
high
I'm
yellow talking
sorry.
about me.
Hey,
She
actually,
talk,
that's false though. Most of our real civil rights and people advocates have been light skinned, so
Yeah.
I
They
can't even say
diluted.
that.
They
I
The
can't
Master was
even.
reason
sneaking
why
out
is
to the
because
chicken
they
coop.
want to stand. They want to stand on something. Don't you understand that when you like that, you want to be you tired of people saying you're not black, so you gonna go hard on in the paint. You going
Yep.
hard in the
so what
paint.
I'm like,
That's the
and I don't even
reason.
want to be colorist. I ain't even trying to hate on you,
But
but I'm
Yeah,
listen,
just
somebody
saying.
here put. It's
Hey,
always a motherfucker here that's an octoroon trying to tell somebody else they ain't black. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Hey, hey, look. So I was just
I
trying to make
love
the
my
point,
light
man.
skinned sisters too. Shout out to
Hey,
them,
Yeah,
hey,
but you
come on
can't
Hey,
up,
tell
Lisa.
Lisa,
me I
listen,
ain't.
Hey,
I'm gonna
hey,
drop
give
the
her the
call in
link.
link one more time. Talk to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
go
You holler
ahead,
at
go
Lisa.
ahead and call in. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
talk.
But look. Let me real quick, Johnny. All right, because and we trying to we trying to emphasize like that people got to come stand with us for them to get whatever they need to get popping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we need these other groups for coalition so much, then why them other groups ain't got it popping back in their home country and they could go help us because they come over here to go to our schools. They come over here to live in our neighborhoods. If we
Right,
need
but
them, because
I think
Hey, but I'm saying,
that's
but
a
if the
they
people
completely
in
different
power,
conversation.
if the people in power need coalitions, how are we gonna say we don't need them?
I never no.
The
But
thing
with
is,
who? But you're not
the
talking about doing
thing
a
is,
coalition with the people in power. Now, if you're talking
but
about get with the right white people, that's a different story. But you're talking about getting with all the other rainbow folks. Not
We can get
getting with
with
Hey,
them.
man,
no
man,
We can get with
Quincy.
anybody.
I
They
think
ain't
this
gotta
the
be. We can
problem.
get.
what
hey,
you
We
have
We
can
to
go
not
to.
telling you
understand.
who you got to get with. We don't care who you get. We don't care. Nobody making a
Hey, Lisa,
determination on who you
are
got to
those
get with, bro.
FBA soldiers? Are they FBA
Nah,
soldiers?
listen. I love it.
hey,
She said, "Let's go record for record. Let's go."
Are they FBA soldiers? Because if they FBA soldiers, I'm with them.
This funny.
hey, F
No,
that
no.
though.
She talking about. Listen, Johnny. She trying to go genealogy record for record. Yep.
Oh,
Take
she
that
don't
hat
want to
off.
do
Let us see
that.
that. Let
She
us see the
don't want to do
hairline.
that. Hey, look at this
Let
dark
us see the
ass skin.
hairline, Johnny.
Look at it. Look at
Let
this
us see
dark.
that curl pattern.
I done had dark skin jokes my whole
Hey,
life. She
Lisa.
don't want to go.
Hey, Lisa, I ain't gonna lie. The entire time I've known Johnny, I thought he was an immigrant. I ain't gonna
Shut
lie.
the fuck
He,
up.
hey,
Shut
he
the fuck up.
gaslighting. He added on.
Q,
He
Q,
gaslighting.
come
Yeah.
on now. Q, you know that ain't right.
Yeah, look at
Damn,
him.
Hey,
Look
All
how.
them
listen.
darky
Hey, when's the
Johnny
When,
is.
last time you saw a black person
when I
eating
tell you,
Modelo?
Q, them
Johnny
darky
let that
Johnny
hair
is.
grow, he used to have that Dominican ponytail
Hey
poking through the
man,
back of that
hey
thing.
look, it's still FBA. It's still FBA all day. I got the
FBAs don't
records
drink
too.
Modelo's. What are you talking
I got
about?
the. This ain't no Modelo. This Yingling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, try me. Y'all gonna
Hey, but
stop trying
F
my
that.
I
FBA
thought it
Hey,
was a
card. Y'all
Colt
gonna stop
45
trying my
hey,
goddamn
but
FBA
hey,
or
F
card.
Old
that.
English.
Who was that Canadian leader that just said they trying to do a new world order? Well, we trying to do a new world order too, and people gonna have to come to us first. It ain't gonna be the other way around anymore. We're not going to them asking. They got to come to us,
And
and
what
that's what we
army are
showing
we
them
gonna
right now.
enforce this with?
The thing
Who?
is, listen, we can't go with third world trying to get a coalition with them. They don't have their shit together. First of all, they need to get their shit together before we can come and call ourselves grouping up with them. If they don't have their shit, their homeland ain't together, how the hell they gonna help us out?
If you don't know your birth date and your grandmother's name, then hell no, we ain't asking y'all for no help.
I don't get why y'all jumping all the way to across the ocean.
Because they are the
It's
ones.
it's
We talking about
Americans
in
that
America.
it's other Americans that will benefit from illegal labor not being here. It's other Americans
so what
here that will benefit from the border being closed.
so basically we need the trailer parks to help us. That's what you're saying. If the trailer
Hey,
park jumped on the
the
board,
young
would
Patriots
it be?
was
The Young
the
Patriots
young
was the
Patriots
trailer
was the
park.
trailer parks.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So, hey, you think they'll
I,
jump on board with us?
I got a question. Oh man, do you even know how the state of West Virginia was created?
No,
Why,
sir. Please fill
Hey
why it
us
was
in,
Lisa,
man.
created?
Lord
hey
have
Lisa,
mercy,
hey,
man.
we could go
Like do
record for
like
record. I got some
seriously
shit
though?
in the
Do y'all even
museum.
know how the
Like I
state of
got,
West?
hey look, I go record. Hey look, I'm black as hell. You ain't gotta try me. My
Now,
family
listen, she
is
said family
documented.
photos,
Hey,
Thanksgiving,
all of that.
Christmas, photo
Steve.
Hey, my
albums,
people. Hey, my
birthday
people from
pics,
the Low Country of
books of the
South Carolina.
Lydian,
That's like, hey, we
school
super
records,
FBA.
parents' birth and death.
Yeah, what's up,
Hey,
Johnny,
old man?
why you
it's
ask
some
me that
car, it's
question? That's
some
like me
car.
asking you, do you know how Arkansas was created?
No,
Like,
no, no,
what are you
but
trying to
like
say?
Hey,
because
Lisa,
it
you
lead to a
you you
larger
four
point.
C or two C?
Just say the
Because it
point.
lead to a larger
Johnny, wait,
point.
wait.
Old
Let him
man
get this
said,
off real quick.
are we gonna go to the trailer park and get in
No, I
coalition with
said
these?
that.
Oh,
I
Unc
said that.
said
Unc
that.
I
said
mean,
that.
my fault. Y'all know I call all y'all old man. My bad. Unc, but Unc said, are we supposed to go to the trailer park and be in coalition with these people? We don't necessarily need people to like us or to agree with us. They just got to understand that an improvement in our situation is a benefit to them. And you say, well, where is West Virginia significant in this? Well, West Virginia used to be a part of Virginia, a slave
Yeah, I
state.
know that. We know
My
that.
daddy got.
It used to be it used to be a total slave state. The reason the West part annexed and left Virginia is because they understood the institution of slavery kept them from having jobs. It didn't matter if they really liked the blacks. It didn't matter if they loved the blacks. They understood the condition of slavery put upon blacks kept them from having economically viable jobs. And it don't require this altruism. It just requires us to have a verging interest that reach us the same end goal. We want freedom and they wanted jobs. It didn't matter if they liked us or not. Like there's a whole state formed out of a quote unquote coalition, but these people don't necessarily like each other. It's just advantageous at that point for them
Mutually
to agree on
beneficial.
this situation.
Like I
Mutually
said
beneficial.
before,
That's one of my
new
favorite two
immigrants
words.
versus old immigrants. It's the same
Mutually
fight that's been happening the whole
beneficial.
time.
Hey, and
Hey,
Lisa, my
fellas,
daddy, my daddy got his triangle too. I swear to God.
Hey
Like we,
Johnny, man, you
hey,
ain't
we
gonna be
real
able to defend
Americans.
yourself, man. You do be looking like you me no black, me no black.
Yeah, she called you out,
I
so you're
don't
gonna have
care
to
what
yeah,
face
it look
the
you
truth.
do.
like. I don't
Hey,
care what
Johnny,
it look like. But
Cause
I'm
I
real
used to thought
Johnny,
you
American.
was Haitian too, on some
I'm
Johnny,
real
Candace
I ain't
Owens
gonna
American.
type
lie.
stuff.
Hey, nigga, I'm
Johnny, I ain't
probably
gonna
more
lie.
American than you too, cause you about the same complexion if you turn your camera
Hey,
off.
hey, Johnny,
I got my camera on. See how
Johnny,
black I am. You see how black I am. You can't even see my black ass.
I
Look
ain't
at it.
that light now, bro, Johnny.
Everything
You going
you
too
gon'
far, bro.
You
I ain't
tried me
that
first.
I
hey,
You
ain't that
listen.
started
light
it.
now.
You
Hey, Johnny, I
started
know what
it,
to
nigga.
clear
You
it up.
said
Johnny, I know what to clear it up. Take the hat off. Let him see it.
I ain't
Uh,
taking my hat off. No,
Oh.
I ain't taking. Hey, look, I got. I just watched it. It's gonna be curly as shit. I know it's going.
oh, if it's curly, you definitely like you a Dominicano, or, you know.
I just watched it. I can't win. I can't. I can't. Yeah.
And
I
say
can't.
hola, say
Mm-mm-mm.
hola.
All
We'll
right,
know.
I
so
can't. I can't. Yeah. I'm curly as shit. I
yeah,
can't.
either Johnny got an S curl or whatever. Uh, Kamu, welcome to the show. Our guy, he made it at the buzzer. We're getting close to the ending, but he's here.
What up,
South
Kamu?
Africa's own. I'll throw it to you. I don't know if you're familiar with the whole new Black Panther Party and everything that was happening with them, but I'll throw it to a bigger conversation, which is simply: is there room for coalition in the fight for Black liberation? So there in South Africa, are y'all willing to go in coalition with people who you might not agree with, but maybe there's a point that you agree with that you need to get past? Talk to me.
Yo, how's it, gents? How's it? Um, I'm not sure if I understand the question. Is there room for collaboration with people that don't look like us, or collaboration in general?
Yeah, like
Um,
just in general, even if y'all might not have all the where we're at in the conversation is that even if you don't
yeah,
have
cause
all the core tenets together to where y'all are
yeah,
aligned across the board. Let's say
cause I remember.
y'all are both voting for a anti-apartheid bill. Does it matter if any
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
rest of their politics matter inside this conversation?
So, yeah. I remember the initial actual Black Panthers kind of collaborated with other people who were struggling,
They didn't, so
and
don't go that route. We already cleared that up.
they didn't.
They did.
Not initially. No, they did not.
No, he
Shit.
didn't say initially. He just said that
Yeah,
they
No, he said
collaborated.
it at the
Huey
beginning.
P. Newton called himself an
He's
inter
objective. He ain't got no reason to lie. That's just what he read in the book.
communalism or whatever. Like
He ain't
he
got
talked
no
about
reason to
I
lie.
guess
That's
y'all
what
don't
he
like the
read in the
truth.
book.
I guess y'all don't
Yo,
like the
Steve,
truth. Go ahead, Kamo.
no,
let me
but
finish.
hey, come on, I'm gonna throw to you. But if we're talking the truth, Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party that he was a part of had literal coalitions with multi ethnic groups.
That was the
They was
evolution.
literally
That was
about to send a
evolution.
section of the. They literally was about to send a section of the Black Panthers to motherfucking Palestine to fight the Israelis.
That was the evolution of the Black Party.
How is
Huey
that
P.
the?
Newton,
Hold on, hold on,
But
hold
that's
on,
a
hold on. Old man,
coalition.
old
Just
man.
to admit that it was a
Hold
coalition.
on,
It's
old
the
man.
evolution. That's
How
not
was
how it
that the
started.
Nigga
oh
said
man?
evolution
How was
instead of
that the
coalition.
evolution of the party when Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale are the founding members, and Huey P. Newton founded the group on being openly Marxist and internationalist? I think that's a thing that people not willing to deal with about what some of the politics that our political leaders really had. And until we can and
I,
until we
I,
can
I just got to
until
say
we
this.
can
I
deal
just
with
got
You
to
they
say
call
type
the
this.
of
historian
Martin
Steve
until we
Luther
can
boy.
actually
King,
deal with what type
Martin
of
Luther
politics that
King,
they had.
That boy know his stuff,
Martin
man.
Luther King, Malcolm X, they all started a certain way and then they changed as they went on through the movement. Same thing with the Black Panther Party. So whatever y'all talking about, that's the evolution. That's not the initial start of it.
Okay.
Well, but the
Come
question
talk to
still
us.
stands though. The question still stands. Do you think it's ideal to collaborate? Absolutely not. We did the same thing in South Africa. We brought along the Indians and the so-called liberal whites, and at the end of the day, bro, you get fucked. It doesn't work, bro. It doesn't really
I
work.
told you.
The only people,
I told
the
you.
only,
It's the same thing
yo,
for them over there.
yeah, the only thing that's gonna work for you, bro, is to collaborate with people that look like you. It might
That's what
have, it might
that's
have,
That ain't
it might
true.
have it,
yes.
it might. Wait, hold on. It might
Tell him,
have its
Hey,
own
Camus,
issues,
hey, we about to hear the
like
FBA's agree with Pan Africanism. You hear this?
for once.
it might have its own issues like it does with us, because now people are blackmailing us. They're telling us that they gave us money during apartheid, therefore they want to come to our country illegally and stuff like that. And that stuff we could deal with. It's okay. We can deal
Hey,
with that. But to
you had
collaborate
3 hours,
your
Q.
enemies,
We about to
to
get up out of here.
collaborate with your enemies and think that
Gotta let my
you
boy Camus
will
get off.
you will be fine in the long run, you just scamming yourself, bro. It's never gonna work. You're gonna get
Okay,
screwed at the end of the day because they are more organized than you at the end of the day,
bro, it's
So
black
it's
people
not
that's our
really
enemy, bro. We got to kind of get over this idea that like, oh, we could
That's a
just
good.
collaborate with
That,
all black people. Because I can tell you
yeah.
right now, all black people do not got other black people interested
Yeah, but
at
that
heart.
that
But
that
Kamu,
if
That's
you
all
represent.
absolutely
All
black
black
people
people.
did
yeah, but
collaborate,
but but
it
it's
would be
still
some
Hey,
shit
but
to
it's
be
hey,
still
reckoned with.
different.
No, it's
Let me
not.
ask you this.
What's the difference between Steph Curry saying I don't want you to build no housing around me and some white folks saying that they don't build no want you to build no? You feel better because it's Steph Curry who don't want you niggas around him?
No.
that's
Because
the whole problem.
That's not
Black
what I was
people
Steph
saying,
Curry.
versus
Steve.
Wait,
niggas.
wait, oh, hold on,
That's
hold
the
on.
whole
Steph
issue
Curry
right
can make
there.
that statement. Steph Curry can make that statement, but at the end of the day, when he gets fucked by white people, he will remember that he's black, and he will
It
get
don't
fucked. I
matter.
mean,
You still don't got no
it
housing.
matters, bro. Bro,
What?
he will
It don't
remember.
matter.
He,
You talking about a moral? I
But
hate this shit. Y'all be talking about moral victories. Well, one day he will get his wake up call. We ain't got no
he
housing
will.
because he didn't support it.
No, bro.
Thank you.
We still left in the
I
same
mean,
spot. This
it's
moral victory
bad.
shit, we got to get over that shit. Oh, it's just cause a
Why
black man
y'all
gonna
piss
get his
Steve
man.
off tonight?
Fuck them niggas, man.
Steve was doing good
exactly.
tonight.
Hey,
That's the
Half
whole
time,
thing.
Camus,
It's black
Steve,
Camus,
people
don't,
half
versus
time you
niggas.
pissed
hey,
Steve off.
Camus, don't listen to Steve. Black South Africans first. Focus on y'all. That's what y'all need to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
FS
yes, yes. Y'all take care of y'all.
FSBA
You got to take care of you, man.
or
That's the whole problem is, and
Without
it's
a
like
doubt,
I keep
brother.
telling y'all,
Without
hey,
a
it's
doubt,
not a
man.
them versus us. It's black people versus niggas. Nobody wants to be bothered with the motherfuckers, and don't nobody never want to talk about that shit. It's
it's the
everybody
world
on here
versus
that
niggas.
You
educated
know, you know.
themselves and did this, that, whatever. And niggas fuck everything up for black people.
Hey,
Niggas
yeah,
That's the
Q,
versus
go
whole
to the
everybody.
back
issue.
channel. Go to the back channel.
Niggas,
Yeah.
Oh no, listen up.
Uncle's
Listen
hold on.
up.
Uncle's a point. Uncle's a point. There's you also have to understand that there is quite a lot of black people who are not really in the struggle, and you gotta fight them, bro. So this past week we had
Kill the
this
boo.
guy who was exposed, a white guy, right? He runs an agency recruiting young women and predominantly black women. This guy is recruiting black women, and then, bro, he has sex with them and he records them, only for him to use that material for a porn website, right?
P
And
Diddy,
now on the internet, bro, listen, on the internet, you
African
have
Puffy.
black men, bro, praising that guy and celebrating him. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing, man? Do you think you can go to the lamest, most poorest white country or Arab country in the world? You will never do that to their women and find their men celebrating that. But black men are doing that. You know what I mean?
Nah, say South
So
African
what?
men. Come on, say
Yeah,
South
yeah,
African men.
bro. But
Be specific.
it's happening. No. It's happening in America, bro. So I'm saying, you have to fight
R.
your brothers
Kelly.
as well,
No,
bro.
hey, did you just
Back,
throw all that dirt
Nah,
on
bro.
America?
Don't
Oh
don't
hell
throw us
no.
in that
Nah,
one.
he
That's
threw an
y'all
that ain't
shit.
gonna
underhand
do
one in
nothing.
That's
there, boy.
y'all
That shit was
shit.
fire.
Don't
No,
He
throw
threw
us.
a
that's y'all shit.
he threw an
Camus, don't throw us
underhand
in
one in
that one,
there.
bro. Camus, don't
Y'all,
throw us
hey,
in
the
that
men
one.
are
You
no
could
black.
Underhand.
Hey,
It's
shit.
this
not
That's
us.
what's
yo,
happening, man. All
you.
black
meanwhile,
men
meanwhile,
on
hold
here
on, hold
on
on.
Hey,
dirty shit.
now he trying to be
I,
Pan African with
Yeah,
that.
that's
Nah, keep
Pan
that Pan
African.
African
No,
shit over there.
no.
Don't try to
yo,
Hey,
Pan
yo,
look,
yo,
hey,
African
This
that.
yo,
boy, that shit was quick.
yo, man. I mean,
It's
man.
He threw
I'm
that one
telling you,
in there.
Camus, that ain't never
Underhand,
happened.
boy.
If a white dude was doing what you just explained, it be some real cooned out. You have to be like coon to the max to be like supporting it.
No,
You
but white people marry black women all the time, and they call them the
yeah,
N
but
word.
you
Now,
just
can you
said he exploiting them,
Yeah,
getting
that was
on
the.
camera and putting them on websites. That's very very different, bro. That's
That's
grimy.
And then
how is
said
it?
we do it
How is
too.
now.
it? Wait,
But
have
that's being a
have
degenerate right there.
That's degenerate.
yeah, but how is it
That's
different
being a
from
degenerate.
wait, how is it different from white people that take our black women and put them on OnlyFans? Because
He doing this
most
to
of
white
black women
women?
on OnlyFans, no, hold on. Most of the black women that are on OnlyFans are
Hold
not there
on,
by
Camus.
their
This
own
is the
volition.
difference. This is the difference.
I
You just
disagree in
explain.
America,
You
Kamu.
just
They
explain.
choosing to get that
You just
OnlyFans over
explained the situation in which the girls was being tricked, according to you, right? And
Yeah,
everybody know they was getting tricked, right?
yeah.
That's called ignorance.
And then you
That's
saying
called
that,
ignorance.
that y'all don't say black, say South Africans. The South Africans was celebrating that.
Yeah, this time this was definitely South Africa.
It's not
Yeah,
FBA
We
shit
ain't
right there
that's
this
celebrating it over
time.
here.
we wouldn't do that.
No, we wouldn't do
We
that.
wouldn't know
No, no, no.
if we knowingly know
FBAs
our.
think that's degenerate.
Well,
Come on, that's
Chief,
degenerate,
I'm not
bro.
sure about that,
Us
bro. I'm not
That's
FBAs
sure about
denounce
that.
degenerate.
that.
I'm not sure, cause if you say you would reject that, you would also reject prostitution. The last time we spoke about prostitution, you said you have prostitution in the hood, bro. We don't have that.
You
We
said
only have prostitution
prostitution?
like in town, bro.
But
Yes,
Hey,
but also, Kamu,
eh,
I think that there's a difference
you allow
between a
prostitution, bro.
black person, like black people
Sketch it
engaging
down,
in the
Kamu.
sex industry or whatever it's called, sex work. That's what it is, and a white person exploiting black people in the sex industry in sex work inside some version of trafficking. Because what it sounded like he was explaining was a little bit of trafficking, right? Um, but I imagine, like, I can't think of a case where this is a thing in America, but most black guys would feel a way about black women being coerced by a white man. This is even why, like, inside, even if you go to the 70s, 80s, 90s, there's not really black exploitation films that highlight a white pimp. If it's being
Nah.
done, it's being done by, like,
But
quote
but but
unquote black people.
but Q, do you
Yeah.
understand
Like,
that most of the prostitution rings are not run by like black men? You really find
most
black
of the
men running
prostitution
prostitution
rings,
rings, bro.
I think that the
Nah,
prostitution
bro.
rings that you're talking about isn't like a high participation rate of black women within it.
Camus, you
Like
still
like
ain't
the,
point.
the
No. I'm
prostitution
saying,
rings in America. So like the
no. I'm
prostitution
just
rings in
saying.
America are more like females that's popping after the strip club. Or
It's
maybe
renegades.
you have like some
It's
participation
renegades,
with
man.
a guy that's like some security guard, but it's a lot different. If you go to Sugar Creek, like it's some statutes inside
Those
my
are
boy
renegades. They don't
Rev.
have pimps.
Stoots.
Those are renegades.
Stoots.
They free.
Yeah,
Hey, these freelance
Those,
1099 prostitutes, man.
yeah,
yeah, it's a
those
little
are
different here.
renegades, man. They out here.
These
They out here. You know what I'm saying? That they
1099
fucking up the
crazy.
pimping, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a foreign
It's a
thing.
little
That
different.
that
It's
ain't
definitely a
that,
little different.
that ain't a black American woman thing like
And
that.
then we wouldn't be celebrating it. You
It's
just
not.
talking about your men celebrating on the internet. You can't find me no instance where no black dude finna know somebody getting taken advantage of, and we gon' all be on the internet talking about, yeah, go Chad.
That
Good on you.
yeah,
We
that's
ain't
not us. Not at all.
No, we no, we don't like
I
that.
will say that sometimes I have seen black
We tried
men
it,
cheer
Captain.
on
We
white
tried it.
women exploiting black men.
Oh, now
But that,
That's a whole nother story.
that's
Yeah.
something wrong with their brain, man.
Yeah. But either way,
Yeah.
Kamu, it's okay to hold that L by yourself,
He
man.
tried to
You
throw
just
all
being your
black,
people, man.
tried to throw universal black men in
Hey,
that. I
hey,
ain't
hey,
trying to
hey,
be
It's okay, bro.
hey,
universal
Kamu,
He
real
today.
said
talk. When,
America. He threw that shit in there
real
underhand
talk.
too.
So real talk. When you state black South African first, you got to take the good with the bad. You can't throw the other stuff on other people. So that's just how it is, and we understand that as Black Americans. When we say black first, we're gonna take our good with our bad, but we're not no longer taking on anyone else's stuff.
We'll take
Yeah,
our
I
bad
hear
though,
you.
old man.
and our
That's
good.
fair.
We gonna take our good too, for sure. We gonna get
Yeah.
it.
We hold
Yeah,
our
but
own bag.
we
That's
just
what
ain't
it
got
is.
no white porn directors exploiting our women like, well,
No, we not.
not inside the way that you said. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I just want to. I
was it
hate the fact that I have to say Black South Africans. I should just be able to say South Africans,
South
but I can't
That's
do
no,
that.
no, just say
BSA.
No, hey, yo,
That's
yo,
it's
there's
their
no such thing
BSA.
as a white South African, bro. There's no such thing as a white South African. There are
That's just
settlers.
the
We
SA.
are just say South Africans.
I know, but I don't want
Just say
people to
South
think I'm talking about white South Africans. That's why I say
No, there's no
black.
We
such
But
thing.
specifically
There's
talking
no
okay,
about
such
y'all,
okay.
thing.
Kamu.
So
they're
There's no
okay,
such
Afrikaners.
thing.
They're called Afrikaners.
okay.
Yeah, there's no such thing as
Afrikaners
white
is
South African.
that's the white. Okay.
Afrikaners are the
Yeah,
white
yeah.
ones.
Kill fuck Connor. I don't know no motherfuckers named Connor no way.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
All right,
Take it
fellas,
to
this
the
has
track.
been a
Take it to the track.
fun episode of Unpacked. We went all around the horn. I think that we got a lot of jokes and we got a lot of good conversation there. And old man, he announced it. He's sitting in the front seat. We done became the Pippins.
That motherfucker driving this boat. Come
He
on.
said he's driving. Now, shout out to everybody that has tapped in. Old man, Johnny P, you see the cash app. Kamu, fresh from Black South Africa.
Hey,
Quincy,
hey.
Atlanta, Georgia's own. By way of Rock Hill, sometimes Charlotte, sometimes Jersey. And
803
Steve, there you go.
Shout out
Um,
A Black, shout out G too.
oh yeah, shout out A Black, shout out G. I
Hey,
think old man said.
drop that link for Lisa so she can come in the back chat off camera.
Okay.
If she
Here's,
want
here's,
to.
here's one more chat. I mean, one more link. Lisa, you still in here? Tap in with us. We just gonna chop it up for maybe a few more minutes afterward. But yeah. With that said, the new Black Panthers movement, is there room for coalition in this fight for Black liberation? I think that we've looked at a bunch of angles when it comes down to it, and you're gonna agree with us. You're gonna disagree with some of us. But I do think that it has been unpacked. With that said, see y'all not Thursday, next Wednesday, 9:30 ish. Like that, we out.